Hello, welcome to the mighty Coliseum that is the MCG Round 1 Season 2023. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy right throughout Season 2023. You could not get a more stunning day in the sports capital of the world here in Melbourne. The sun is shining over the MCG and it is two of the big Melbourne clubs in what has become the traditional season opener. Carlton take on the Tigers. Much anticipated start to this season. I can't remember a bigger build-up, more excitement. We're expecting a huge crowd here tonight. Already lots have piled into the MCG. And we are pumped to be back with you, rocking footy on Triple M. And as I look to my right, that is a joyful thing to see my old mate, Nate Brown, All-Australian, a man who once described himself as the best player in the competition for 9 rounds at the height of his powers. Nate, it is always an honour and a privilege to be sitting alongside you. And I love the fact we get to sit in the best seat in the house for what promises to be a great start to the season.
Thank you, Duke. And exactly right. We do get that because this is a great night. I think it's one of the best weeks of the year on any sporting calendar. And let's be honest, the sport over the summer hasn't been great. The tennis fell a bit flat. It's great to have footy back, NRL back as well, the 2 footy codes, but this is as good as it gets. 90,000 people at the MCG.
I like the build-up. We haven't had a NAB Cup to think about. It's been a bit of clear air. We've all missed the footy, and we are well served in the back row. As always, the best in the business are assembled in Triple M Footy. And Kate McCarthy is with us, a fantastic analyst, a AFLW star, recently retired, an All-Australian with the Brisbane Lions amongst other teams. Kate, good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to be here and very excited for round 1. Obviously, we've talked about the build-up. We've said how exciting it's going to be, but I think the footy's going to do the talking in a minute, and it's going to be a fantastic match between these two sides.
Look forward to your thoughts and analysis right throughout the game. Daisy Thomas is just a superstar in every realm that he's in. Premiership winner with the Magpies, only person ever to play 100 games for the Blues and the Collingwood Football Club, 2 of the famous clubs in AFL football. Good to see you, Daisy.
Thank you, Duke, Brownie and Kate. Great to be here alongside you all. Only time, probably 3 times a year, I get a little bit jealous that I'm still not out there playing. Round 1 walking in, Anzac Day and finals time, walking in off the train this afternoon, just in and amongst the people, there's a real excitement, anticipation in the air, and rightfully so. These two sides, a lot to play for. The Blues obviously expected to improve, and the Tigs, well, they were thereabouts last year with a little bit of unknown, so very much exciting and looking forward to it.
This is Triple M Footy prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that is worth raising at Jim Beam. Drink responsibly, as always. Good news, there are no late changes for tonight's game. We've got the 2 subs that have been declared. Lockie O'Brien for the Blues. Jack Ross is the sub starting for the Tigers. And we look out onto the surface out there. It had some talk in the build-up, Daisy. Ed Sheeran sold out this arena. Record crowd for a concert. What a story that was. But it looks superb as always, the MCG.
Yeah, it certainly does. They don't miss a trick out there. And I think Damien Hardwick summed it up best when he said, honestly, I couldn't give a shit. So when Dimmer's saying that, I think there's much more important things to focus on, but the ground does look a treat.
Jack Silvani plays his 100th game, Nate Brown. And we've got a couple of debutants for the Blues tonight as well. Can you talk us through what you're expecting there?
Yeah, we do. And we've got young Lachlan Cowan and Oliver Holland. So it's a big call from Michael Voss, isn't it, to bring 2 debutants into a 90,000-seat stadium against a side that has won 3 of the last 5 premierships. So obviously, Michael Voss thinks they're ready. They are ready to go. Always a bit of a risk. I can't wait to see how those young guys go. You take yourself back to your own first game, and it is an electric atmosphere, let alone 90,000 people. But what I love about Richmond, on the other hand, is what they've done in the off-season. They've identified that they've had some weaknesses through the midfield. They gave the ball to the opposition at centre bounces too often. So they brought in Taranto and also Hopper. I thought they probably were hoping they'd get 1. Unbelievable they got 2. Can that change them from maybe a side that was on the slide and looking to regenerate, or has Richmond got 1 or 2 more cracks with it over the next couple of years?
Out come the famous Navy Blues. Huge expectation for Carlton and what they can achieve this year. Their captain, Paddy Cripps, the reigning Brownlow medal winner. What a superstar. 4-time best and fairest winner. And picking up on Nate Brown's point, Kate, it's a brilliant club and an organisation in Richmond where you can just land the players that you need. A couple of superstars from the Giants. They have got a habit of attracting what they need when they want it, Richmond, haven't they?
Yeah, and I think that's what comes with, obviously, when you're a successful club, it's really easy to attract those players that are maybe coming from clubs that are really striving for that success and trying to find that consistency with their football. So they recognise that it was at centre bounce and at stoppages they wanted to improve. But from looking at their pre-season match, I called that one down against Melbourne, and just their work after the stoppage, I think, is what needs to be worked on now. They've got the stoppage right, they've got the clearances, they even those up, but their spread from that midfield was really outdone by Melbourne. So that'll be something they will have picked up from that pre-season match and hopefully can improve that here tonight for round one.
Looking at Daisy Thomas, and I get the sense he's a little bit comfortable with Carlton's chances tonight. And when you look at Robbie Tarrant out, Josh Gibcus, they are a bit exposed in defence, the Tigers, tonight.
Yeah, and we know that we've got the two reigning Coleman medalists up there. Forward end for the Blues, that being Curnow and Mackay. Look, really bullish, but every time I say that around a Carlton person, they get really nervous because expectation is a thing that they haven't dealt well with in the past. So coming into this one tonight, I think they can certainly get the job done. The only concerns for me, looking at the other end, you talk of how good Mackay and Curnow are going to be. Who plays on Dusty and who plays on Shea Bolton? I'm just not sure where those matchups go. We'll wait and see. But that's the only thing as a Blues. My hat must be on. I must declare that, Brownie. I'm a little bit concerned.
Put your coach's hat on, because Dustin Martin only attended one centre bounce in that pre-season series. So he's going to play 95% forward. So you're the Carlton coach. Who's giving first crack?
The only thing I've seen is Nick Newman, and that's the only tried. Again, though, that's why I'm nervous. Playing a lot of footy with Nick, I think he's best at when he's reacting to the ball and trying to come off and get involved himself on offence, rather than just that one-on-one defence. We've seen Plowman have a go at it. I think it was this game last year, and Dusty had 8 shots in the first half. Plowman, of course, not in the side tonight, probably for that reason. So, again, once you look past it, unless you throw it to the captain in Doherty, but then you lose the offensive run, this is where the concerns come into it. So Michael Voss, hopefully he's a smarter man than I am.
I want to ask you about Mitch McGovern, because from all reports he's had a really good pre-season. He's almost a forgotten man. They paid a lot of money for him. I went and watched an intra-club scratch match, and I thought he dominated. I thought he was outstanding, and can he bring that form in front of 90,000 people tonight? It's almost the final piece of the puzzle if he can help out Wiedering at that end.
Absolutely, and just picking the right times where to attack and where to actually defend. The one-on-one defence is something that he has to work on, obviously. Coming from the forward end where you don't actually really worry about where your man in or where an opponent is. His ability to come off, read the play, intercept mark, but his one-on-one defence is, again, something we'll be watching, because if you can get him one-on-one, 2 silos inside forward 50, he is susceptible to that.
If he stands up, is there a better spine in the AFL than what they have with Mackay, Curnow, Cripps, McGovern and probably Wiedering?
Off the top of my head, no. You look at the class through there, Brownlow medalists, the 2 reigning Coleman medalists, and All-Australian in Wiedering, and Mitch McGovern, who has shown us that he actually could be anything with the talent he possesses. It is a scary prospect.
Duke, your thoughts on Trent Cotchin? So it was either maybe change your role, which he's already done about 5 years ago to become a great captain and leader of 3 premierships, but he's been asked to go forward. So they've brought in midfielders, Trent Cotchin as a forward commodity.
See that he was 6th in their best and fairest last year, Trent Cotchin. So obviously internally they're pretty happy with the output that he's able to do. And I think it makes sense to me, Kate, at this stage of your career. You bring in Taranto, you bring in Hopper. I mean, Cotchin is the obvious one that has to make way. I just love the way he plays the game, Trent Cotchin, and great players find a way. That'll be a challenge for him. He's not a natural forward, but I'd rather him out there than not be out there.
Yeah, I agree, and I think we'll see something similar with Koch, like we did Scott Pendlebury when he went back. The minute they needed something different, Collingwood, in the midfield, the person that went straight in was Pendles. I reckon that'll be the same with the Tigers. The minute they need to change something, or they need an experienced head or someone else to just change the flow of the game, it'll be Dusty, it'll be Koch that get fed straight back into that centre bounce and see what they can do.
That's the voice of Kate McCarthy with us on Triple M Footy tonight. You're going to hear from Heath Meldrum. He's in the Ash Stewart chair tonight, so big night for Heath. Let's hope he steps up and doesn't... let's hope it goes well for Heath. We've got Daisy with us. We've got Nate Brown. Nat Yannides at ground level, all ready to go. Round 1, we're at the MCG, and we are pumped. It's a big game. Carlton taking on the Tigers. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
The Triple M Footy preview for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football.
What is on the radio? Max Gorn.
You're an avid cyclist.
Yes.
And in fact, you went on a cycling tour of France in October last year. Are you going behind the tour, or are you in front of the tour to watch them come up the hill?
The tour's in July,
Right. So it's not in October?
Yeah.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
When it's nearly game time, it's time to raise a Jim Beam. To the heroic wins and the unfortunate losses. To the hometown heroes and the away fans who came out all that way. It's time to raise a glass or can of Jim Beam to footy. So grab some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
Total Tools is your home of low-price automotive tools. Synchrone, Gear Wrench, SB Tools, Castrol, TTI. We've got all the world's biggest automotive tool brands covered. Sockets, spanners, jacks, trolleys, tool kits. We've got all your automotive tool needs covered. Total Tools has got the biggest range of professional automotive tools at low prices guaranteed. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
I'd like to tell you about Bridget. She's 12, loves horses, and is fighting a brain tumour. She also has an inspirational wish. A wish you can help make come true. Bridget has wished for a gentle horse to take to Pony Club and learn to ride again.
Helping sick kids find hope is something we all have the power to do. You can help create inspirational wishes. Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
G'day people, Mick Malloy here. Right now, when you purchase any Energizer Lights product, you can go in the draw to win a hybrid SUV. Grab a torch or headlight for camping or even DIY. Get one of the best lights, brighter lights, get the job done right. The best bit, the first 750 entries will win a double movie pass. And the hybrid SUV will be driven away by one lucky winner. Just purchase any Energizer Lights product, then head to energizerpromo.com to enter. Energizer Lights for longer lasting adventures.
T's and C's apply. See website for details.
It's the season of Mazda, with plenty of stock available right now across the range. And it's the perfect time to get into your brand new model. With a wide selection to choose from, whether you're into the adventurous spirit of CX-5, the extra space of CX-8, the urban soul of CX-30, or the luxurious comfort of CX-9, there's a Mazda for any of your getaway plans. Visit your local dealer and drive away in yours.
When it's nearly game time, it's time to raise a Jim Beam. To the heroic wins and the unfortunate losses. To the hometown heroes and the away fans who came out all that way. It's time to raise a glass or can of Jim Beam to footy. So grab some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, a wide range of lighting and electrical products, and expert trade teams who offer the best services, making every tradie's job easier.
Big thanks to McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy are at the MCG Round 1 Season 2023. And Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Big thank you to the team at Ream. Decade worth of support here on Triple M Football. We appreciate everything that Ream do. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. We've got Kate McCarthy, Daisy Thomas, Nate Brown, not far away from getting this one underway here at the Triple MCG. And Daisy, I'm going to ask you the Triple M Seabus Super Weekend prediction. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Have you got a little bit of gold for me, please?
Well, I've just got one from slightly left field, and I don't think many people would have thought this at the start of the season, nor after round one. But I'm going to say after round one, North Melbourne will be in the top 8. There's a bit of prediction for you.
North Melbourne inside the top 8. That would have been a reasonable gap between that, I would have thought, off the top of my head. Thank you, Daisy, for that. Bob Jane T-Marts have a great buy 3, get 1 free deal on at the moment. Bob Jane T-Marts plus instant cash back. You can call or order online today. T's and C's apply. And at ground level, we are very well served tonight on Triple M Football. Nat Unides joins us for Bob Jane T-Marts. Welcome to you, Nat.
Thanks, Dust. Tell you what, could not ask for a better day to start the season. We've got pretty warm temperatures down here, so the players are going to be putting all that hard running in the pre-season to the test tonight. The ground looks really good for a stadium that's had almost 50% of the turf changed over the last couple of weeks. Of course, I already mentioned that Ed Sheeran concert. And then, of course, you've also mentioned the subs as well. Tonight we've got Lockie O'Brien for Carlton and Jack Ross for Richmond. But we have had a change to the subs this season. So the medical sub is out. The tactical sub is in. Clubs can make a change whenever they feel like it. And if a player comes off for concussion, they're being assessed for that 15-minute HIA, then the substitute can come on during that time as well. So a little bit of a change there.
Nice adjustment, that one too, Nat. I think that makes a lot of sense. And a reminder, you can now stream every game of Triple M Footy live on the Listener app. Download it now. Listener, that is LISTNR. Nate Brown, you have been out on this field many occasions. Round one, there's something a little different about the build-up to round one, isn't there? The players have had a lot of anticipation. You're fresh. It's played at a speed that's a bit different to a normal home and away game.
It's special, isn't it? And I think the word you're looking for, everybody goes into it, and it's a great week with hope. Okay, well, we finished 15th last year, but there's new hope. Look at Collingwood last year. Nobody expected Collingwood to play finals football, let alone go as far as they did. They come out, they start to play great football. So with every new year, there's new hope. One club is going to jump up the ladder and do something we don't expect. Is it Carlton? Can they play finals? I think they can. I think Carlton are on the right trajectory. I think both these clubs are going to play finals football.
Dylan Grimes wins the toss, the co-captain, along with Toby Nankervis for the Tigers. He's pointed to the city end of the MCG, right of your screen when you are watching the television, and that is where there are a lot of Richmond faithful stay. In fact, there's Richmond jumpers everywhere, as you would expect. It's a Richmond game, Daisy, but it feels like the Tiger Army are out in force tonight.
Yeah, it certainly does. And if we have a look at the high tide mark that I know BT loves to talk about, packed to the rafters, the people are out there on the Shane Warne stand. Really interesting to see what happens with Hopper tonight. He's going to be someone who I think can get off the chain. The Blues will have to put some work into him. We talk about the two big recruits. The other one is Taranto. I expect at some point tonight him to go alongside, if not run with, Paddy Cripps at some point.
Heath Meldrum joins us for the first time tonight. Heath, good to catch up with you.
Yeah, good to see you, Dars. Tigers won 12 of the last 13 against Carlton, dating back to that 2013 elimination final. Dion Prestia, last 4 full games against Carlton, been influential in those. Max Brownlow votes in 3 of those. Jack Silvani, 100 games as well. 3 generations in a row playing 100 games for Carlton. First trio to do so.
That's the Triple M Red Z lending stats there, Ethan Meldrum. We're about to get underway. MCG Round 1, Season 2023. And here is the former All-Australian Nate Brown.
Arch rivals, the Blues and the Tigers to kick it off. McGovern has gone to Dustin Martin. What a big roll that is. And the bounce in the middle is brilliant. Gets down. Hopper's in there. Prestia too. Can they get the ball out? The umpire circles and he's going to ball it up again. That's a big job for McGovern. Umpire elevates it. Perfect night. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go to the Tigers first up. Big Dan Curvis. Hoofs the left foot into it, doesn't spin any which way, and the first mark is dropped down there by McGovern and allows Dustin Martin, who kicks the first! Oh, Mitch! He'll want that back again. You don't give this man an opportunity. And Dustin Martin gets the first. The Tigers are 1 straight 6, Carlton yet to score.
Really unfortunate there from Mitch McGovern, as you called so beautifully, Brown. He came off Dusty the correct time, had him done, had him absolutely cold, worked him off the ball as it came in, as we have a look on the Harvey Norman replay. Had him done, the ball came in, it was a mung. He reacted first, but that ball not spinning correctly, didn't quite flatten the hands, ran straight through him. Dusty Martin straight onto that, and, well, peak Dusty, he might be back.
Yeah, well, he did absolutely everything right there, Mitch McGovern, except for actually take the mark. He read it beautifully off the boot, moved way quicker than his opponent, but you can't give Dustin Martin a sniff. Kicked the first goal of the game. What a start for Dusty.
Can't write the script any better than that, Kate. If you're a Tiger fan, Dusty, just the 9 games last year with some injury and some personal reasons. Just a little reminder, used to be the best player in the competition, Dusty. And he has started with the first goal. There, here come the Blues out of the centre. Silvani got hands on it. Really nice pick-up. Ed Curnow. And then the quick reply. Zach Fisher's batted around. And they go back-to-back goals at either end. Fisher kicks the first of the evening for the Navy Blues. It's a goal apiece here at the MCG. And a nice start to this one for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy.
Yeah, well, really good from De Koning to recognise that with the free kick given so quickly, it was still going to be 6-6-6 with the rule from the centre bounce. So he got the handball off and got it in nice and quickly, meaning that it was just even numbers ahead of the footy. The forwards down there did their job, brought it to ground, and Fisher, like every small forward, was at the feet, snapped it around the corner and finished beautifully.
Just some other matchups up that end, sorry. Grimes has gone to Curnow, Bolter to Mackay.
Goal apiece on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Nate supporting tradies, over 120 stores, wide range of lighting and electrical products, and expert trade teams who offer the best services, making every tradie's job easier.
Great goal by Fisher. Looks to have the new prison tats as well. Blues out of the middle again. Cripps inside forward 50. Here comes Curnow. Can't mark it. Ground level again. Fisher was there, but they've relieved the area. Do the Tigers. It gets back towards Sard. Drops the mark. Got some time to get back on it. Left foot. Normally a very good kick. He finds Mackay in some space at half forward. He went to go, but now he's going to go back over the mark, Mackay.
Might have been a bit lucky there. Mackay looked like he took 4 steps to play on. He tried to find his mate Charlie Curnow. He telegraphed the kick. Broad got back. He's gone across goal and hung in the air momentarily. And the debutant, Ollie Hollands, had a look at it. And then McIntosh able to get it. Here's Tim Taranto in the Tiger strip. One of best and fairest in GWS's grand final year. He's a serious player, Taranto, to the wing. Great southern stand side, the Shane Warne stand. And a free kick's been picked out Carlton's way. They're going to launch an attack looking for Charlie Curnow, who was muscled off it. Good defensive effort, Noah Bolter.
He goes lateral to Broad, who marks it 20 metres out from the goal. Is defending. It's been turned over. Opportunity now for Fisher again. He's going to be wrapped up with a big tackle. Some dicey moments down back for both sides at the moment. We'll have a ball up 30 metres out from the Blues goal.
Just some real intent early from Richmond to switch the play. As soon as it's come in one side, they've wanted to switch it back out the fat side.
Umpire quickly puts it in the air. Nobody got a really good handle on it. Silvani went through, couldn't take the mark. He went through and he tried to bustle. But the umpire will ball it up again. 30 metres out from the Blues goal. Scores a 6-6.
Camped at the punt road end where the Blues are attacking to. There's a lot of numbers around it. Mackay took first possession, immediately tackled. And the Tigers do this pretty well. Kate and Daisy, they get back and make it hard. A lot of numbers deep in their defence. Here's George Hewitt. Came across from the Swans last year. Had an immediate impact with the Blues. Curnow, that's Ed to brother Charlie. He's done the double fister back, looking for a teammate, but Morris Rioli got in the way, shares it with McIntosh, immediately pulls the trigger. Well done, Jack Rewalt. Good one-handed mark on the wing.
And he gets up and he goes quickly because he's got a couple of players running back, and one of those is Dustin Martin. Can he track it in front of him? The Blues get back with numbers. Now Wiedering needs to be clean in the back pocket. He is. It's a nice ball and he gets it out to the first gamer in Hollands. A nice moment for him, Daisy.
It certainly is, and really well done by that Carlton defence, especially Sard there, scrambling to get back. Dusty Martin was out, but Sard's explosive pace got back and cut down that space in the ground.
Takes his time, the young man, didn't rush it, went towards centre wing. The ball jarred free. Trying to get it was De Koning, but it flipped out towards Prestia. His handball was okay. They'll go back in forward. It's a high one. Doesn't really suit anybody. They get under it. They've dropped it again, the Blues. McGovern handball. Now they've got some space at half back.
It's Hewitt, the releasing handball to Doherty was good. Ed Curnow's had a fair bit of the footy early. Releases the kick inside 50, ill-directed. And it favoured Noah Bolter, who's got the important match-up on Mackay. As Kate McCarthy told us earlier, Gibcus and Robbie Tarrant out of their side. So they are a little exposed in defence, the Tigers, but coping well at the moment. Here's Bolton, right in front of the interchange race. Members wing side of the MCG, and have a look at that. McGovern just completely outpointed by Lynch on the forward 50. Tried to find Revolt, but Doherty got back, Daisy, and cut it off.
Yeah, again, just really good scrambling defence there from the Blues. Mitch McGovern, a couple of early moments, I should say, a bit like myself just there, not quite finding what he needed to at the time he was looking for it.
Yeah, it just gave Tom Lynch his back there. You can't give a key forward your back. They'll work you under the footy and take a mark every day of the week.
Sard, a chipping ball that hung in the air, but Wiedering was good enough. Head to Macca's for 10, Chicken McBites for just $3. What a one-handed grab, and he goes inboard. They got the numbers, the Blues. Can they move to Cripps? They do at half-back. Cripps turns, goes, chips the ball again. They're retaining possession nicely. Here's Hewitt on centre wing. He wants a short one as well. He's got the player darting, and it's Chera. Good to see him back. The new players of last year combining. Chera, still 2 kicks from home. Hewitt offered up a lead, not to go there. Chera now settles with a long one into the pocket. Silvani, big leap, big grab. Contested.
Really patient build-up it was from the Blues off half-back. Just taking the sting out of it here. We've been going the best part of 7 minutes. Players a little bit gassed, as we touched on. The higher volume, the higher level that is round one. Really smart play. Just built the footy up, got it to his dangerous area, got 2 one-on-ones. And what a brilliant mark that was.
It was a nice sit. He just sat there. Game number 100 for Silvani. We're right behind this. 35 out. Punt road end for the Blues second. Silvani. Brilliant kick straight through. 2 straight 12, the Blues. They get 2 in a row. The Tigers are 1 straight 6. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, it was a beautiful grab from Silvani, but some really nice work from Charlie Curnow. Had a quick look over his shoulder as he'd locked Noah Bolter into that contest and saw that Silvani was going to fly, so he just kept Bolter down, knowing that Silvani was going to get up over his man and take the mark. Really smart work and really nice combination from 2 forwards there.
Jack Silvani, as Nate Brown said, his 100th game. Silvani's become the 3rd family in VFL, AFL history to have 3 generations that have all played 100 games, along with the Kennedys and the Murphys. Daisy?
Pretty decent company, isn't it? Yes. Well done to Jack too. Really fought hard to get to this 100 games as well. A lot of expectation and pressure on him from a very young age, I guess, following in that famous family's footsteps.
Just love him to have a clear run at it, Jack. Yeah. He's had so many injuries to battle with. I reckon he's a ripping player, Jack Silvani. That was big contested mark and goal. That's a strange. The umpire, can you explain, Kate McCarthy, what just happened out there?
Well, he tried to throw it up and didn't.
He had an airy. I've seen a recalled throw.
The umpire had an airy.
It's the first time a throw has gone astray. He's had to do it again.
The bounce isn't dead.
That is extraordinary scenes. You often say you come to the footy and you see something you've never seen before. That was it. Here come the Blues again. Jack Silvani looks hot at the moment. Getting back Jaden Short for the Tigers. Outstanding player. Jaden Short's become. Lynch worked Lewis Young under the fleet. Dusty's handball was chopped off. Well done by Newman. Back to Hewitt. Little danger in the kick. Centering ball's okay. Finds Kennedy.
Had 33 disposals in this game last year. Announced himself as a player. Kennedy, a short ball. Ed Curnow's had a fair bit of it. Back to Kennedy, who kept running. He'll go inside forward 50. To Coney from the back. Can't mark it. Ball to ground level. Mackay, he had it stripped, and that's holding the ball. So Richmond have been under pressure, but they've been able to handle it so far. The Blues, multiple entries inside 50. They lead by 6 points halfway through this first quarter.
Well played by Nick Lostone, who's been a mainstay of this Tigers defence for the best part of a decade now. Morris Rioli, you can listen to the crowd anytime he touches it. Morris, they get excited. Dusty looks sharp, beautiful pickup, released it to Marlon Pickett, handballs over the top. This is classic Richmond play, surging forward. Graham ran in 25 metres out, missed the goal. You'd back him to kick 99 out of 100. Damien Harwick already feeling a little bit of the stress. 1-1-7 the Tigers, 2 straight 12 the Blues. That is all. The Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Long kick out, got it out pretty quickly. Marlon Pickett's the only Tiger there, and he got 3 of them and was able to get it out of bounds. So a win there for the Tigers.
The Blues defence looking a touch shaky early, Kate. We've seen a couple of times they've been able to scramble and cover, but on that occasion, 3 Tigers streaming inside forward 50 unopposed.
And it's that clear want from the Tigers. I said it before, to switch. They want to bring it to the fat side, open them up. They obviously know McGovern likes to sit behind the footy. If you open up to the far side of the ground, he can't do that.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. The ball's in the hands of the Blues, and they've got some dicey moments again. The ball came out. Graham, another opportunity. Can he do a better job this time? He can't. Across the face, and another behind for Graham. They're 1-8, the Tigers. The Blues, 2 straight 12.
Wait. 12.5 minutes gone in this first term. Round 1, MCG, superb night. Not a breath of wind out there, and been a beautiful afternoon here in Melbourne. And 2 big Melbourne clubs battling it out in round 1. Fullback kick in taken by Doherty. A lot of Tigers around it. They're going to win it back, and Prestia forward handball sold Graham into a bit of trouble. Blake Acres His first game for the Blues involved in that play. Big contest coming up. Prestia bodylined it. Perhaps wanted it a bit more. Tumbles it forward. Couple of Blues collide. Saab was one of them young back there. Torpedoes it out of defence. And a good mark. Daniel Rioli took it beautifully. Not an easy mark to take, Kate.
Easily the most undersized in that contest as well, and just read the flight of the ball best.
Lynch is the target with a bus stop lead. Arm in the air, he goes there now. Lynch has got to run and jump at it. So two of the Blues, ground level opportunity. Cripps is the first one back there, worried out of it. Opportunity now for Taranto. Wide, through for one behind. And the Tigers peppering the goals in this middle stage of the first term, but only behind. They're 1-3-9. The Blues, 2 straight 12 goal scorers so far have been Fisher, Martin, and kicked one, and then Silvani got the third one for the Blues.
Time in forward half, Heath.
Time in forward half, only 51% Richmond, but leading forward half intercepts 6-2 at the moment.
Heath Meldrum with the Triple M Red Z lending stats. It just feels as though the Tigers have just ramped it up a bit. It's been camped in their forward half of the ground. Marlon Pickett's got the footy. Richmond fans were hoping for a 50-metre penalty, nothing doing on that front. And here is Hopper. How about getting Jacob Hopper and Tim Taranto into your midfield in one trade period? Outstanding. And that will be good for Mitch McGovern, Daisy, who's had a couple of nervous moments, took a nice mark there.
Yeah, that's a real win for him, a one-on-one win as well, not coming across, so really well done to him. Hopefully that settles him a little bit, because that entire back line has looked a little bit shaky early.
Akers for his second touch, a long ball. He's looking for centre wing, fisted back, opportunity for the Tigers. They got Hopper, Taranto, his handball was smothered. Coming in was Cripps, it was Doherty. Set up a couple of players there, but George Hewitt was good enough, and then he fell over and his handball was under pressure. Opportunity again for the Tigers. The pressure's fanatic at the moment. They get the ball out. Kennedy was there. Hopper back in. Taranto around the body, but only Blues. A free kick picked out though. Going to go back to the Tigers. Then Hopper, he's your man. Numbers for Hopper so far?
Jacob Hopper, Red Z Lending stats. This will be disposal number 4, equal most for the Tigers.
Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com.
And that is what he does as well as anyone, Jacob Hopper. Genuine, tough, in and under, contested ball winner. Looks for Lynch. Gets a good launch at it. Young hands it off to Saad. They're really having trouble getting out of their defensive zone. So much so Charlie Curnow came all the way up to half back, and that has helped get it through. Motlop took on the tackler of Carlton, and Jesse got legged. He played it well, Jesse Motlop. Drew the free kick. Son of former North and Port Adelaide player Daniel Motlop. Exciting player to watch, Jesse Motlop. Releases it to Saad, the number 1 running bounce player in the game every year. Saad, he gets it to Wiedering, and they're just trying to show a bit of composure here. The kick to Hewitt made him work for it, took on a tackler, got the handball back under pressure. Doherty had to go up and under. Mackay's got a good look at it. Probably should have taken the mark. Oh, he's did well. Flicked the handball forward, looking for Cripps. Cochin back there. Well tackled by Cripps. Cutting through. Newman's pushed forward. Puts it up high. Sky ball. Marlon Pickett. Unconventional, but really solid mark deep in defence.
Had one leg in the air, did Pickett. This is a dangerous ball. Coming out and fisted over the back, and it was okay because Taranto was the man there. He fisted it on to Rewalt. Rewalt's got runners on the inside. That's a good ball. Mansell opportunity. Wants to go now. Got Bolton at half forward. Bolton's got the space. He's got players on. Sets it up. Lynch will double back. Can he get there, Lynch? He can't. But at ground level, the Blues will mop up. Hollands did really well. Listen to that roar for that young man. He had to beat 2 of them. He did it well. McIntosh was out there. Fisted it back to Baker. Baker on the left foot. Another opportunity for the Tigers to go inboard. Cochin's your man with the left foot. Inside forward 50. And Lynch has got it this time. Well, they've had the bulk of the play, Daisy, in this last 5 or 7 minutes, and they need to put it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they do. Some reward for effort. Well done there. Young Ollie Hollandy, first game, he called it beautifully. He had 2 to beat, timed his run, didn't take his eye off it. Lynch doubled back, but not only did he win the ball, he cleared it. Lewis Young down there, slightly disappointing. No body work we see on the Harvey Norman replay. Just let Lynch come out full-chested at that one.
Had a great year last year. He's a man-mountain, Tom Lynch. Normally does this pretty well. Tom Lynch sprays it. Yeah. Pressure. Through for one behind, 1-4-10 the Tigers. Wasteful. Carlton lead by 2 points, 2 straight 12. That's on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
I love that play from Ollie Hollins a moment ago. Come back to Kate on that. The debutant, he had to compete against Tom Lynch. And under that sort of pressure, he stood up. Exciting. One of two debutants for the Blues. Here's the other one right now on cue. Cowan, he kicked it a half forward. Mark been dropped down there by Broad to lend some support. Here is Hopper, got it from Cochin. And now Rewald, he's had to come high and wide Heath to get hold of the footy. Come back to Heath in a moment. And a couple of technical dramas back there. Camden McIntosh has it 60 metres out. City end of the MCG is where the Tigers are attacking, and the Blues have really got back, folded back nicely, and just going to ask the question of the Tigers. We're going to be a bit patient here, Nathan.
Well, Mackay and Curnow, the only two players not inside the forward half of the ground for the Tigers at the moment. They're chipping the ball around to Broad. Another one to Cochin. Where's the avenue? Where do they go in? Cochin takes him on now, and he goes into the pocket. Bolton, he can't get there, and he goes out of bounds. That's some really good coverage there, Carlton. And the ball is out of bounds in deep forward pocket, City end. 1-4-10 the Tigers, 2 straight 12. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Deep in attack, the Tigers trail by a couple of points, as Nathan Brown just told you, but they have felt like they've dominated the last 7 or 8 minutes of play. The Blues really struggling to get it out of defence. Here is Charlie Curnow, came up, just wanted the footy, handed it off to Hewitt, had it stripped away from him. Morris Rioli tumbles one forward. Young had a nervous moment, fell over. Bolton looks really dangerous. Rewald in there, Ed Curnow. Here's Shea Bolton. Oh, he was really well tackled. Really well tackled. That wasn't an easy play, and it might be the debutant, is it?
Yeah, it was. Came in. Shea Bolton looking for the free kick, looking for the contact.
So they've almost turned it over again, the Blues. The pressure is high in this game. They clear it, but Rioli's the only man there. He brings it to ground level where Pickett gets it over the boundary line. And we'll go down to the boundary, Bob Jane T-Mart.
Oh, the roar of the crowd, boys. It's something that we've missed for the off-season. You can tell that these fans have really missed the footy, particularly given that, well, Carlton didn't make finals, not to remind everybody, but Richmond didn't go far into the finals. They're expecting about 85,000. Richmond hoping for high 80s, though.
Great stuff, Nat. Bob Jane T-Mart. Bringing you Nat. You need is at ground level. Saar did well. Cochin aggressively attacked the footy, but it spills back to Fisher, who kicked the first goal for the Blues. Looking for Motlop, courageously stood underneath it. Grimes came crashing through and got it through for a boundary thrown right in front of the interchange race. Heath, what have you got for us?
Yeah, Red Z Lending stats. All time in forward half. Richmond 12 of the last 13 inside 50s now. 4 behinds, though, from those 12 entries yet to kick a goal.
They need to make the most of that. Boundary throw in on centre wing. Cripps was brilliant. He spun out of a tackle and he got it to Fisher. Fisher on the right foot to half forward. The bounce of the ball is important here. It bounced nicely for Martin, who gave it off to Motlop. Motlop tries to sneak his way through. He was looking for Cripps. He overran it. Now the Tigers through Martin off the ground. Pickett picked it up nicely. Back to the kicker. And the kicker's a beautiful kick of the football in short. And he goes short towards Rewald, who's all the way up to half back. We played 20 minutes into this quarter, and Short has just dumped a little short one. He's going to turn it over.
Picked up by Fisher. Curnow's got a one-on-one. He fell over Grimes, so Charlie Curnow picks it up 60 metres out. Heads towards Mackay. Should take the mark. Bolton did pretty well. Mackay picked it up at ground level, snaps it around the corner. Goal to the Blues. Harry Mackay kicks his first. And that is against the flow of play. Nice start this for Carlton. 3 straight 18, 1-4-10 the Tigers. That is all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, I'd just written down that Grimes had been all over Curnow, first to move each time the ball had come in. That time he went to go and slipped over. Curnow made him pay. Good players, as soon as they get an opportunity, they make them pay. Got it in, put it to Mackay's advantage. Bolter had a really good shot at that and did bring it to ground, but Mackay was too good. Slotted it around the corner, but geez, that hurts Richmond. They've had all the attacking play, haven't been able to kick the sealer, and the first time the Blues go down there for a long time, they kick the points.
Spot on, Kate. Triple M C Bus Super Special comments. They dominated, and then a turnover on centre wing, and they were open to the Blues. Had the last 3 through Fisher, Silvani and Mackay. Martin got the first one. It's 3-1 in favour of the Blues in the middle of the ground. They'll go forward, the Tigers. Taranto hoiks one inside forward 50. Lynch is underneath it, and Wiedering did really well. Ushered it towards the boundary line with a nice fist, and will have a boundary throw in. Carlton lead by 8 points inside the last 5 minutes of this first quarter.
Just having a look out there at the ground, obviously a lot being made of the turf. The centre wicket area that has been replaced probably holding up better than the older turf, which we probably weren't expecting.
Daisy Thomas, Kate McCarthy, Triple M super special comments for round one here at the MCG. I'm impressed by Lockie Cowan on debut, Ollie Hollands on debut. They both look comfortable in their first game, the two debutantes for the Blues. That kick showed a bit of it to Marlon Pickett. Inside forward 50 he is for the Tigers. Flicks it over his head to Tom Lynch. Something good always happens when Tom Lynch gets involved, and he goes short to Prestia. He wanted a little handball back. Give it back to me, Dion. That was one he was expecting to get back. Prestia, has he got this in him, Kate?
Yeah, I think he does.
It's a good 55-metre.
To be honest, I haven't seen Meatball kick too many balls from outside 50, so I don't know.
I like Kate's confidence, Nate. She didn't hesitate. He launches into it. Yeah. Distance wasn't a problem. Kate was all over it, just sprayed it out of bounds on the full. So 3 straight 18 Carlton, 1-4-10 Richmond. All in the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Quick ball comes in to Kennedy, marks it in the back pocket. 8-point lead to the Blues in this first quarter. They've weathered the storm. The Tigers came hard. Kicks the ball to centre wing. Fist at a ground level. Taranto laid the tackle. Cripps got the ball in the end. Got it out to Fisher, who's been really good in this first quarter. And the boundary line is very close, and the umpire is going to ball that one in. Shane Warne's stand. 28 degrees. The game started. I think it's dropped to about 26 now, Daisy.
Certainly feels like that up here, Brownie.
So boundary throw in. Nankervis got the better of that one over to Koning, but only Blues at the back end of this pack. Handball back to Doherty. He'll slide a right foot snap across his body back towards centre wing. Broad already dropped a big ball at the moment, and then Cripps came in. Opportunity for the Tigers to pick it up through Taranto.
Releases the handball. Initially looking for Nankervis. Broad managed to get hold of it. He dumps a long kick looking for Lynch. Wiedering was pretty strong back there. So too Cowan. Lockie Cowan on debut to Koning, read it well, flicks it back to Kennedy, has to hurry his kick down the line. Motlop was taken on by Lostone, and then he wraps up Chera a bit high is the call. So a Carlton free kick, half back, goes the way of Chera. 2:32 remaining until quarter time. He goes short and finds Zach Fisher. He's been pretty solid, Heath Meldrum. Zach Fisher?
Yeah, Zach Fisher, disposal number 6, also kicked the goal. Carlton's highest ranked player on the ground.
Definitely wanted to retain possession, Daisy. This chipping game of Carlton has got him a couple of goals early.
Yeah, we've seen a real bit of, I guess, colour in their ball movement, that being the really fast and all the really slow modes that we've gone into now.
And then the contested mark by Mackay. Inside forward 50. Curnow was the flyer. Martin at ground level. Snap across the body, not going to be a goal. He's not going to score in the end. He does. He gets it in for a behind. Must have scraped that one in. And 3-1-19, Carlton's first blemish. They lead by 9 points. Inside 50s, first quarter.
Inside 50s, Reds Head leading stats all Richmond's way, 18-12.
Jaden Short, long and in the Lynch direction. It's a good contest with he and Wiedering. Bolton, he's happy to pull the trigger. 1-on-1 Rewalt looks really dangerous here. Another good defensive effort. Young, he looked like he was going to be outpointed there. Martin went the underground handball looking for Rewalt. Wiedering gets back. Good tackle, Jack Rewalt. Wrapped him up. And traps the footy about 25 metres out from the Tigers' city end goal. Daisy Thomas.
And I imagine that's what the AFL will be showing is how you take someone to ground with care. There's a real opportunity for that sling motion there. Jack did a really good job of not giving away a free kick.
So the Blues get the ball out of bounds. It was a brilliant win by Young. He was completely out of position, as I said, Duke, and that's as good a one-on-one win as you get down back. So a minute 23 before quarter time. Carlton by 9 points. Inside Richmond's end. Nankervis brought it down, but only to Young, who slammed on the left foot and got it as far as Curnow, who couldn't take the mark. Presti's been important. Got it out to Jaden Short. Short, chip, nice to Taranto. Fisted away from him. Rewalt ridden into the ground. The umpire is going to call play on. Ball bobbled out in the end. Silvani will be the flyer here with Broad. Broad nuts him into the footy. And he takes a nice mark. There's Broad. He's got players lateral, but he's going to slow it down.
Not happy. Noah Bolter was one of those lateral players that Nate Brown was talking about. Felt like he should have Had the sideways kick to Koning over the top of Nankervis. Exciting talent, isn't he, Kate? Tom de Koning.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this matchup too because obviously Nankervis is a little bit more experienced, trying to use the body, and de Koning just happy to play off him and get up and over the top of him.
Such a brilliant athlete. Exciting to see out there. Cripps having an impact. Charlie Curnow, in his haste, has kicked that one out of bounds on the full. It will be a Daniel Rioli ball deep in defence. The Tigers, 22 seconds until quarter time. And it is a 9-point lead to the Navy Blues on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Prestia from the defensive 50 to centre wing. Ball at ground level. Bolton, they didn't want him to get it, and he got it. He'll have one bounce. He's got a player inboard to Dustin Martin. Sliding mark on the 50s. Down to 3 seconds, Dustin Martin. I reckon he knows the time here, and he's going to have a kick after the siren. So he has to go every bit of 55 to get it over the top. 15 metres in from the boundary. They kicked the opening goal through Martin. And since then, they've piled on 4 behinds. They've dominated. They'd love this. What has the champ got on offer? Wants to retain his position as one of the best players in the AFL. He goes to barrel. It's a wobbly one, and it's not going to get there. It was a lackadaisical sort of kick off the back foot. I was expecting to drop punt, but no score. And the Blues had the best of that first quarter. They kicked 3. They're 3-1-19. Richmond a 1-4-10. A 9-point lead to the Blues at quarter time. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, a wide range of lighting and electrical products, and expert trade teams who offer the best services, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Head to Macca's for 10 chicken McBites for just $3. What a one-handed grab.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
When you listen to Triple M Footy in 2023, it won't matter if your seat is in the car, on the couch, or in the stadium.
Get ready to erupt.
Because we'll bring you the moments that will get you out of it.
Join the Temper Mattress call team tomorrow from 6 for Geelong and Collingwood.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M Rocks Footy.
40 crispy chicken McNuggets are for friends. Together with tangy Cajun sauce, close friends only. Pick up juicy chicken and tangy Cajun at Macca's drive-thru today. Select items available for a limited time.
The Royal Melbourne Hospital has been advancing healthcare for all Victorians for 175 years. The best way you can support them to continue their great work is to purchase a ticket in the RMH Home Lottery. Not only could you win a life-changing $5 million grand prize, your support will help them continue their extraordinary work, so they are always there when it matters most. Support the RMH and get your tickets now at rmhhomelottery.com.au. Permit 10522/22.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. For 43 years, National Tiles has consistently given our customers the best value for money tiles in Australia. Here's proof. Magnificent polished Verona floor tiles. National Tiles' best value price of $39 is over 20% below the market. That's right, 20% below the market every day of the year. Yes, I personally guarantee you National Tiles has the best value for money tiles in Australia every day of the year.
We're all looking forward to a break this Easter, and for many people, they're looking forward to a holiday away from home. That means new people visiting this area with money to spend.
Spot on, Jimmy. So if you're a business owner, advertise on Triple M this Easter to tell the holiday makers who you are and what you have to offer. The average person spends around $2,000, Jim, over the Easter holidays. So if you want them to spend that money with you, advertise right here on Triple M.
Visit triplem.com.au now and click on Advertise Local to find out more.
G'day, Heath Shaw here, reminding you KFC Supercoach AFL starts soon. There's a whopping 50 grand up for grabs, plus plenty of weekly prizes. Are you up for the challenge? Play today.
T's and C's apply. New South Wales Auth number TP/01005.
Australia's largest motorcycle retailer, Team Moto, is overstocked and need to clear hundreds of used bikes now. From kids' bikes, learners, off-road and road, there is something for everyone during the biggest used bike sale ever. And all approved used bikes have a 49-point safety check and a 2-day exchange option. Plus, buy any used bike this month and receive free up to $5,000 to spend on the hottest gear in store. Conditions apply. With 4 locations across Greater Melbourne, shop in store or online at teammoto.com.au.
Thanks to KO Sports, Triple M's Rush Hour is getting out the crystal ball. Listen to JB and Billy weekdays from 4 to hear their footy predictions. Then see if they come true on KO Sports. Get the game you want when you want this footy season on KO.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Tough on and off the field.
Quarter time of the MCG, round 1, first game of the season, and it's the Blues 3-1-19 leading the Tigers by 9 points. They are 1-4-10. Martin kicked the first one, and then the 3 goals to the Blues through Fisher, Silvani and also McKay. Looks like a full house. Perfect night for football as we go to the back row and we talk the Seabus Super Special comments, Daisy Thomas and also Kate McCarthy. How did you see that first term?
Yeah, I thought Richmond were pretty dominant, actually. If you look at all the stats, everything except for the scoreboard, they were very dominant in. I thought their ability to set up in that behind their 50 entries and get a forward half turnover. They generated 16 forward half turnovers to 4 in favour of the Tigers and just able to really cement the ball in their forward half, but just lacked the polish going forward. Only kicked the 1 goal from 19 entries, and just their last kick, there was a couple of opportunities that they sprayed, and even that last kick after the siren, Dusty didn't really know what he was going to do and ended up going a barrel that he hit end on end. So just that polish going forward, the method's working, but just need to finish it off.
And from the Blues, we say they held up well defensively, but probably more from good luck and good fortune rather than good system. A couple of times they were really exposed, but they held up through those errors from the Tigers. They were really good in and around the stoppage, but it was from there where they really struggled. Their Tigs really got them on the counter-attack, but I did like the fact that they were happy to go slow at times and build the ball up, not just going helter-skelter going forward.
Bob Jane Team Arts have great buy 3-1 get free deals, plus instant cashback. Call or order online today. T's and C's applies. Nat Yanidis is down on the boundary line.
Just keeping an eye on the Carlton bench at the moment. Sam Doherty went down to the rooms with the doctor. Hasn't re-emerged just yet. We'll keep you posted on that. Also keeping an eye on the turf here on the members' wing, as Daisy's already mentioned. It's not looking too crash hot, so I don't know how it's going to make it to Sunday.
And Ethan, Triple M Reds head lending stats. What was the big one of the first quarter?
Yeah, Richmond last 18 entries inside 50, haven't kicked a goal. Of course, scored a first with their first entry of the game.
Second quarter underway. Here's Luke Darcy on Triple M footy.
Taranto and the new strip outside of the boot. Beautifully done, Rewalt. A one-handed mark opposed to Young, and then a little bit of a shank kick. Tried to find Graham. They've turned it over. It's happened a bit for the Tigers. They've mucked up golden opportunities. Now to Koning at half-back, short to Motlop. Can they make them play here? The Blues on the rebound. Motlop takes a bit of time. Touch play on. You heard the call. Martin there. De Koning worked really hard. Good purchase on that kick. Tom De Koning, and it bounced just to the left. Harry Mackay was trying to be unselfish, Kate and Daisy. That's not how it works when you're in that role.
No, that's not. When you're the number 1 banana down there, you've won a Coleman medal, you go back and you mark it, especially when you're running back like that and uncertain of where the ball is going to go. I'll tell you what, every small forward in the competition would have caught it.
How's that skill from De Koning, though? That front and centre, he crumbed it, then got it on the boot so quickly and snapped it towards goal.
Big mark from the Blues from the kick out. The human caravan. Jacob Wiedering sends it back inside forward 50. Not a great kick. Straight back to Bolter. Bolter, that's a high up and under ball. Does he keep it in the arena? Does. It bounces and it bounces away. And now with an opportunity, they can't get on the end of it. Rioli was there, but it's out of bounds.
Speaking of caravans, Nate, the Triple M scoreboard brought to you by Titanium Caravans. Welcome to Titanium Caravans. They're tough on and off the field. Great to have Titanium Caravans as part of Triple M Foot. I can picture you, Daisy, a little trip around Australia in a beautiful Titanium Caravan. And it's 3-2-20, Carlton 1-4-10 on the Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Picked up by Kennedy on the Shane Warne stand wing, and Ollie Hollins on debut. Thought he'd take on a couple of tackles. One of them named Curvis. That's a touch ambitious, Kate, I would have thought.
Yeah, look, pretty hard to tackle him when you're about a third of his size. So,
and he got nailed here come the Tigers. Dusty is really dangerous every time he's gone near the footy. Tumbles it in the Lynch direction. Really clever. Knock on over the top. Got it to Taranto. Revolt got into his move before he got the footy, Jack, and he sees the humour in it. It goes out of bounds. 10-point lead to the Blues. Early stage of second term.
Just have a look at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. And if you're going to dodge around Nankervis, you need to get past him, which the young man didn't. I like the fact that he took him on, though. Boundary throw in. Tigers in attack. De Koning takes it out of the ruck. And then an underground handball. It wasn't great. Now Dustin Martin with an opportunity. He feeds it back to Rioli. Rioli had his kick smothered. Went back. Tried to get it again. Martin's hand was good. Then Taranto. Handball forward. Back to Martin. Tackle to the ground. And the ball gets out of bounds. Good pressure. Carlton fans not happy, thought it was holding the ball. It was a good tackle by McGovern.
Certainly was. He was getting ready for the fend-off was Dustin, but Mitch McGovern just absolutely bulldozed him. Didn't worry about the fend-off, just came chest and all. Not the greatest technique, but effective on that occasion.
They've tackled well, Carlton, so far tonight. Landed some big plays. This is deep in attack for the Tigers. Taranto picked it up, turn around, snap. Punt road end of the MCG right across the face. Not a bad result because they'll get another look at a boundary throw in.
Taranto's numbers in his first game, Triple M Red Z Lending.
Yeah, Red Z Lending stats now. Leading ball winner, 12 disposals, most of any player on the ground. When he plays more than 60% mid-time as he did last year, averages 31 disposals per game, so loves racking it up.
3-2-20 Carlton, 1-4-10 the Tigers. Nankervis tried to manhandle to Koning. Blake Acres had a real problem there, managed to get boot to ball. It's still live in defence, a bit nervous. Lockie Cowan working for it, picked away by Morris Rioli, boot to ball. That was Taranto again. He's got his own Sharon out there at the moment. Sard on the last line of defence. Cleans it up for all the Blues, looking for Motlop. Look at the speed. Mansell gives chase. It's Motlop with outstanding leg speed. Charlie Curnow had a good sit behind Flostone, didn't take the mark. And Daniel Rioli at half-back's away.
This is where the Tigers are so dangerous. The rebound at half-back. Rioli, the give and get, got it back and then handballed it out to Graham. Graham right foot ball, coming in from the side. Can Rewalt get there and bring it to ground? He doesn't. Young stood under the pressure and again Young stood up and takes the mark in the back end for Carlton. Short ball finds Wiedering.
Another big play from Lewis Young. Had a couple of big one-on-one moments, Daisy.
He certainly has. Did really well there. Just protected the drop zone with his backside. So as Jack was coming in trying to get a hand in, just used his backside and his butt to get in the way, protect the drop zone, take the mark.
Akers involved in that chain through the hands of Silvani to Fisher, who's been good now. Mackay, 70 out from goal. Looks out, sees Curnow in the goal square. In good shape, Charlie. Oh, well done, Grimes. Brilliant defensive effort. Fisted it perfectly in the direction of Daniel Rioli, and he's off again. Short, shares it back to Rioli. Rioli hits up Dustin Martin. Shane Warne, stand wing.
Chips the ball to Bolton. Two really good players out there in the forward half to contend with for the Blues. That's a really good kick. Looking for Rioli. He was held. Rioli get a free kick, 50 out directly in front. He's looked lively. Rioli, and they need this badly, the Tigers.
They certainly do, but they can take it all the way back to Dylan Grimes on the last line of defence. A one-on-one with Charlie Curnow. Charlie Curnow had position on him. Grimes didn't take his eyes off the ball. Harvey Norman replay. Look at that. Perfect craft. Got in there. Locked the man down. Affected the spoil. That's what started this entire chain of ball movement up for the Tigers.
Morris Rioli, one of the great celebrators when he kicks the goal. He'll have to kick it every bit of 50 metres to the punt road end. On the way, it's straight. Has it got the journey? It has. One hand in the air to Morris Rioli. He's happy, and the Tigers get their second. 2-4-16. Carlton lead by 4 points there, 3-2-20. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravan's tough on and off the field.
Well, it's been an electric start from both teams. The Tigers able to capitalise on that occasion, but it's just been end-to-end football. Seen some great runs through half-back off both teams, but Daniel Rioli, two up the middle, really good use of the footy, ended up getting the overlap run, got the ball back inside to Morris Rioli, and he's just so electric that Blake Acres felt he had to have a little tug of the jersey to get him back within arm's reach. Umpire saw it, gave away the free kick.
Bob Jane team-arts, Nat.
Good news for the Blues fans. Sam Doherty back out of the rooms and he's just run onto the ground and straight down into defence.
Oh, that is great news, Nat. Thank you for that update. He was one of the great stories of last year, returning from testicular cancer. Played every game, Sam Doherty. to Koning. First hand on the ball. Well played. Hewitt to Kennedy. And stealing it. Marlon Pickett came charging up the wing. George Hewitt went back, put his body on the line, won it back brilliantly. Michael Voss will love every bit of that, and it lands in the lap of Harry Mackay. 50 out. He plays on. Open goal square. Horrible kick. Straight out of bounds on the full.
Red Said Lending stats, Kate, you were talking about the Tigers going end-to-end. AFL average going from defensive 50 to forward 50, 24%. Tigers going at 53% already so far tonight. Danny Rioli already 5 disposals in this quarter.
So Dylan Grimes deep in his back pocket. Gets about 10 metres on the run-up and hooks it out towards Bolton! Over the top, Shea Bolton. What a highlight reel. Quickly moves the ball onto half forward. Rewalts the man. One-on-one with Young. Takes the mark. Big move by Tigers at the moment. They've got the last one. Now Rewalt at half forward. Takes his time. Asks someone to come at him. He's taking a long time, Jack. He slowed momentum down. A short ball to Cochin just on the point of the square. A lot of Carlton players back. Cochin chips the ball to centre half forward. Rioli. He's a big kick of the footy, Rioli. If he can get a run and jump at this one, but that's not a good kick. And Ed Curnow, who's had a good start to this game, marks it.
Oh, the kick from Curnow, shown a lot of it to Broad. He was able to guide it to Marlon Pickett. Was well tackled. Another big tackling effort from a Carlton player, this time Blake Acres, who I like as an inclusion from the Fremantle Dockers talented wingman. He's a good pick-up for mine.
He certainly is. His ability to cover ground both forward and defensively doesn't always get large numbers, but that sort of effort there, getting back in defence and then linking up, coming out of defence as well, is why the Blues have got him.
Blues have transferred this out to the Shane Warnstand side, the MCG, and it's worked out well. Ed Curnow, we know what an elite athlete and runner that he is. He's worked it pretty well to Martin. Had to take it on the bounce. Rioli, that was Daniel, wrapped up the tackle, managed to get the handball back to Owies. Looking for Jack Silvani. Huge pack of players. And the Tigers with the numbers back there. Graham, Prestia, the look-away kick was clever. Finds Broad.
How brilliant has Daniel Rioli been, particularly in this term. Run and carry, big tackle on that occasion. And they held up the Tigers. So here's Prestia. He's at half-back. Nobody stands the mark. So he's able to run 20 and looks towards Tom Lynch. It's not Lynch. Down there it's Miller. Chera come in. Could have got a free kick. Nothing doing. Morris Rioli spun around a 360 and got it to Shea Bolton, whose handball was very creative. Now they're on the march. Morris Rioli again. He wants to kick it. He's run down from the back. Saad got him just one step too far, but it was a nice move. And Saad saw the danger.
Not sure many people are going to run Morris Rioli down from behind across his career. Saad, one of the handful of players in the game that has the speed to do it. That's a nice ball from Young, who's been impressive. Hewitt. Chera tracking the interchange race side of the MCG. Curnow has been in a lot of play, but just hasn't been able to get the marks to stick so far. Kate?
Had some really good one-on-one defensive efforts here from both teams, really. We've got some great keep forwards in the game tonight, but the defenders have had their match at the moment in these one-on-one contests. That time it was Bolter, Grimes. We've seen some great fists from him as well.
Yeah, Red Zed Lending stats. Charlie Curnow, 3 disposals, yet to take a mark, yet to hit the scoreboard.
Love to see him run and jump at it a little bit more. He's getting bogged down. We know that the athleticism he possesses. Love to see him fly a few more marks.
Free kick to Koning. He punches it in, looking for Mackay. Couldn't take it at ground level. Blues have got the numbers. Ed Curnow. He's been damaging so far, Ed Curnow. He's had a lot of the footy. And they wrap him up. Ball up.
And just quickly on your point, Days, the defenders can't reach around and feel you from that front position if you are leaning up at the footy.
30 out from the Blues goal. On the run, trying to take it through. They couldn't. Opportunity now for Cochin, a long way from the forward line. He was meant to be playing. He's played a fair bit on ball. And Lewis Young again takes a mark. Contested sole against Jack Rewalt.
They send it back into attack here for the Blues. 3-2-20, 2-4-16. A 4-point lead to Carlton about the halfway mark of this second term. Cripps playing forward. Edged off it. Another really good tackling effort. Chera wrapped it up. Owies is going to play on. Have a flying shot. It was a right foot banana tucked up in the left pocket. Very high degree of difficulty. Quick play on. And Silvani's intercepted it. Broad came steamrolling at him. Ollie Hollins, the debutant, well played, little handball to Curnow, kept it in. Charlie Curnow spirals it to the goal square. Nankervis back there, good defensive spoil. And another minor score, 3-4-22. That's Carlton 2-4-16. Richmond on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravan's tough on and off the field.
Fair to say it's a scrappy type game. They're a bit rusty, Daisy.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously high pressure in that first quarter. But as the sting's going out a little bit here, we're seeing some poor decisions being made and some poor skill execution as well.
It's one of the best games I've seen Lewis Young play. Another big win against Rewalt. Got the free kick on centre wing. Free kick numbers for Red Z Lending.
Yeah, Red Z Lending stats free kicks Carlton's way, 11-6 so far.
Young looking for Mackay. It got over the back. At ground level was Cripps. Cripps over the 50. He looks inside. Can he snap the ball back? That's a big tackle. You just can't get past Baker. He is a brilliant player, Liam Baker. Cripps saw his opportunity, took one step too many, and Baker got him.
There you go.
Kick out of defence off the boot of Baker. And Nate said, become an outstanding player. Here's Dusty, 2 kicks from home. That was really cleverly done. Waited for the run of Mansell. Mansell decided to play on quickly and he got it to Miller. Brilliant end-to-end stuff from the Tigers, and Big Ben Miller, he can have a shot. About 35 metres out, right forward pocket, punt road end, pretty tight angle. Ben Miller, just the 3 goals in his 11 AFL games. AFL Premiership player in 2019 with the Tigers. So big kick this for Ben Miller. Just 23 years of age. Pretty relaxed looking approach to goal. Maybe a bit too relaxed. He's popped it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, well, if his ability to look around for a teammate was anything to go by there, he was not the most confident. He had a look at everyone on the field he could have passed it to and decided, geez, there's no one on, I better have a shot.
So Nick Newman brings the ball back in and he gets a long way out towards centre wing and the ball bounces over the boundary line and out of bounds. 6-point lead to the Blues. Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Say hello. It's a great mobile deals now at Harvey Norman shop in store or online, as Paddy Cripps is just sucking it in at the moment. So the time of the game where everything you've done in pre-season days is coming undone because you are blowing hard.
Absolutely, and now's the time. You'd love to have a spell, but also somebody to go back, finish a skill, kick a goal.
Lewis Young,
he's been unbelievable, Dave.
Extraordinary, Daisy.
Yeah, and a lot of it just on positioning as well, taking a really good position where he can see his opponent in Jack Rewalt, but also see the ball. So he's not feeling as much, giving away free kicks. He has the ability to see the ball, react first, come run and jump at it, or if he knows Rewalt's in the area, put a defensive fist on it.
Wittering from half-back finds Motlop. Talk us through his numbers, please, Heath. Lewis Young.
Yeah, Lewis Young, 12 disposals, 7 intercept possessions, 3 intercept marks, already #1 ranked player on the ground.
Extraordinary start. Triple M Red Z Lending stats. Jesse Motlop, as we were having a look at Lewis Young and his outstanding start to the game, put it out of bounds on the full. So it's a Richmond ball, Broad, right in front of the Triple M commentary box, and where Nat Yanidis is down there for Bob Jane Teamart. They've scrambled a kick inside 50. Lynch got hammered. He's going to be okay. George Hewitt taking in the tackle, enough composure to get the handball away, and it's over for a boundary throw. About 45 round punt road end. The Tigers attacking. They trail by 6 points at 22-16 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So the Tigers pressing again. Boundary throw in inside forward 50. Morris Rioli stands on his own. He wants to dart through this contest, and he gets it, Morris Rioli. Then he fumbles it, has to go back and get it, and the ball's out of bounds. Had the opportunity, but he missed it. He'll have a boundary throw in again. Same spot. Again, no one really stands near Morris Rioli. So he looks the player most likely to get on the end of this, and now young Hollins goes to him. Boundary throw in, Miller does the ruck work. Opportunity now for the Blues. They clear the area. High ball, Vlosten got his name written over this one, fisted away at ground level. Motlop was good. Motlop was brilliant. He got his handball to Curnow. Curnow hoiked one as far as he could. He heard the call of his brother. Bouncing ball. Rioli's been outstanding. That's Daniel. Got the handball towards the meatball. Prestia. This is a big footy. Goes across the ground. They left it for his teammate on that occasion, and they almost messed it up, and now we'll have a ball up.
I think it was Mansell that called Pickett out of it on that occasion. Didn't look great, and then the ball landing at the feet of Mansell. Would have loved to have seen him. He was the one that could see the vision, call Pickett back for that one, put a name on it, make the ball his.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Say hello to Great Mobile Deals on now at Harvey Norman Shopping Store online. Have a look at Michael Voss down there coaching at ground level. The Tigers trying to extract it through the corridor. They've coughed it up right in the heart of the MCG. Cherub picked it off to Kennedy. Back to Akers. He wants Mackay, who looks dangerous in the air. Good hands. Strong mark in front of Noah Boulder. Too far out to score. Curnow offers a lead. Jesse Motlop the deepest. Getting back Nankervis. And he's dropped it, Nankervis, through the fingers. It's now put a bit of pressure on the Tigers' defence. Sard pushes up in front of Morris Rioli. Trying to keep it in. Ed Curnow, they have kept it in. Taranto back there. Gains about 25 metres. And we'll get a boundary throw in. Umpire gives him the all clear.
Good call by the umpire.
That's 75 round from the Carlton scoring end. It is the Navy Blues at the moment who lead it 3-4 to 2-4. That is all on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, we had 2 goals kicked within the first 90 seconds of this game. Only 3 in the 50 minutes after that. So it's been hard work. Skill level's been low, but the pressure's been high. Taranto had a stack of it, couldn't take it with him. Looks a little slippery out there, 28 degrees. It's a humid night in Melbourne. Forward handball, trying to go through was Hopper. Cherub beat him to it. Now comes towards half forward and Cripps. It just missed him and Broad came in and he went hard. And Cripps laid the tackle and took him out of bounds. A bit of push and shove and a big smile, a bit of respect. With a boundary throw and 6-point lead to the Blues.
Just a great contest there. Both players going nice and hard at the footy. Broad just got there in front of Cripps and Cripps laid the tackle beautifully.
It's Kate McCarthy. We've got Daisy Thomas. The back row, the Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Great contest. This one, 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Carlton by 6 points. Pressdeal was good. Wanted Morioli, and Lewis Young is playing the game of his life at the moment. He has got Jack Revolt where he wants him and dominating in defence. Unlikely hero. Give us his numbers again, please.
Yeah, Red Z Lending stats. That was intercept possession number 9 for him. 12 touches. Jack Revolt, on the other hand, yet to hit the scoreboard.
Fair bit of space around this stoppage for players to run through and do their work. And Taranto was tackled and he got the ball to boot. And the umpires pinged him on that occasion. Insufficient attempt, and the free kick will go to Akers. So Akers at half back. He looked to go backwards and now elects to go forwards towards centre wing. Mackay will be the target. He'll set himself and mark it nicely in front of Bolter. On centre wing, turns around here, look for Curnow. Leads up. Curnow can't get to the front of this contest though. Tigers with the numbers. They did okay until Curnow laid a brilliant tackle. And we'll have a ball up on Miller. On the 50 for the Blues. Good second effort by Curnow.
I mentioned it a couple of times, Kate and Daisy, the tackling efforts from Carlton will please Michael Voss no end. They have stuck big tackles regularly with some aggression. Here's Paddy Cripps, who's been involved in all of it. Cochin's handball over the top. Doherty read it really well. He was well tackled by Graham. Right on the 50-metre arc, forward 50 that is for Carlton. It'll be thrown up there. They have a 6-point lead, the Blues.
You look up and the only 2 players forward of the ball for the Tigers are Dustin Martin and Shea Bolton. If they can get a move on, it's an open forward 50. So ball up. 20 minutes gone, second term. Just on 5 minutes left in the first half. The Blues have held this 6-point lead for a while. Cochin received the handball from McIntosh. He turned it around the corner towards centre wing. Morris Rioli kicked the goal there in this quarter. The only one that's been kicked. McGovern did well on the left foot towards half forward. Tigers want to bring it to ground. They do. Ball comes out towards Martin. Paid the mark. It come off the boot. So Martin just inside the centre square and he points at the goals. He'd have to kick it every bit of 65 as he got it in him, Daisy.
He does. He's someone who can strike a footy absolutely beautiful. It'll be the drop punt. He'll run around late, and if he hits it perfectly, expect this to go straight through.
Well, it's a big crowd. This would bring the house down for the Blues to go to a 2-goal lead. Martin being quiet so far. He'll have to kick it 60. He elects to set it up. It's to the top of the square. They've got the tall timber down there, and they've got Mackay. He tried to take it. He said to the umpire, he tried to con him. Oh, he's out of the pack. How is this going to go? 4-4-28 Carlton. 2-4-16. Richmond, that's on the Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
I'm not sure if that was a double bluff from Jack Martin there. He went back with all the confidence in the world, but then pulled the kick late. Not sure if he didn't quite strike it well. We've seen a few fumbles, so the slippery ball, as you see here on the Harvey Norman replay, it looks like wet weather footy out there with everyone's hair slicked back. The jumpers look like they're soaked through as well, so the humid, hot conditions making it hard for ball handling, but always there. Got an opportunity and took it. Hardly sided so far in this one, but that's what small forwards can do.
14 goals in his 17 games last year, Matt Owies. Almost a goal a game player across his career, and that was a really handy one close to half-time, extending the margin out to 2 straight goals for the Blues on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Thanks again to the team from Titanium Caravans. Great to have you part of Triple M footy. And this is a really great contest to kick off season 2023. The Blues, couple of goal lead. Chera's been big. Picked up though by Taranto. Flicked it back to McIntosh. Had to go all the way back to half-back to go forward. And Nankervis, a little bit of panic in that handball. Zach Fisher's been good to Coating. Had it stripped off him by Nankervis. They flick it back down to Broad. Half-back, and he puts it out in front of Bolton. What's his numbers been, please, Shea Bolton?
Shea Bolton, Red Z lending stats, 9 disposals, but yet to hit the scoreboard. Just the 1 score involvement for him so far.
Have a look at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Dr. Greg Hickey just doing some work down there on the top of the nose, or the bridge of the nose, on Daniel Rioli. I might get down to Nat Unides in a minute. We'll go down there now for Bob Jane T-Mars. We've got a little bit of time.
We're talking about Daniel Rioli, are we?
Yes.
Sorry, guys, I had my headphones off, so I only got the very end of that.
No problems. There's a turnover at centre half forward. An opportunity, and the Blues are going to get a free kick.
Contact, Carlton. Who to?
So Paddy Cripps won't get the free kick. It's going to be Mackay in the end. None of the Carlton players know whose free kick it is in the end. I don't think the umpire does either.
Matt Owies. Matt, it's your kick.
So he's going to call Matt Owies, who's 50 metres away from the ball, to come back. And I apologise, Nat, throwing you down with nothing there. That was my fault.
Welcome to the big time.
We see Daniel Rioli sitting on the bench, so just playing with his nose, so obviously cop one.
Owies releases the handball to McGovern. Grimes was brilliant, but it fell in the lap of Sard. Gets it back to Ed Curnow, who lobs a nice little kick into the pocket, and Kennedy runs onto it. And with 2:55 remaining until half-time, this would be a nice moment coming up, Kate.
Tigers defence won't be happy with that. There was all sorts coming in, had plenty of time to set up, obviously with Owies coming back to take that mark. And he was just completely on his own there, Kennedy. Just floated back to the defensive 50 and took an uncontested mark.
He was upgraded to the senior list last year, Matt Kennedy. His midfield role felt really helped Paddy Cripps in the outstanding year he had. Can he convert from a difficult angle? It was always going to be tough, and he just snuck it through for a minor score. So Carlton 4-5-29, the Tigers 2-4-16. That's the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are tough on and off the field.
Tigers badly need a goal. They've only kicked 2 for the game. They trail by 13. Short put the ball in, but only as far as the young man in Cowan, who looks a likely type, and he takes them on into the pocket. Silvani, opportunity out the back. The Tigers have got some numbers. Handball to Broad, steps over the boundary line, Broad. This will be interesting. Does the umpire ping him? He doesn't. A boundary throw in. Got away with one. 29 plays 16, Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Damien Hardwick on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay stands up, and he looks very tense.
Couple of minutes until half-time. Cripps always dangerous, deep in attack. Sock it off the ground, out of the defence of the Tigers. Shea Bolton tried to soccer it further afield. McGovern picked it up and then was well tackled by Graham, and he's going to be rewarded. Jack Graham holding the ball half back. Now, I'm reliably told by Rabs Daisy that when Lockie Cowan gets the 40, the Carlton fans are mooing like a cow. Are you involved in that at all, Daisy?
No, I'm not, but it wouldn't surprise me. It's different.
Good mark taken, no wettering. Play on's the call. Camden McIntosh gets it back to Taranto. Here he is again. Let's have a listen.
Yes, I like it. I see a marking opportunity for the young man. A2 Milk are going to get all over this.
Lockie Cowan, the Blues fans are pretty happy with themselves.
It's a long blow, Cowan. It's not just cow.
Towards centre wing, Paddy Cripps stands up and delivers with a good mark, contested. In front of the meatball, Prestier moves it quickly to half forward. De Koning was there, got one high. Umpire said play on. Curnow slapped it forward. Opportunity for the Tigers. They love this slingshot. Can they make something of it? Justin Martin at centre half back. Runs and bustles in his handball. Was underground. It's okay. They've still got the ball. Taranto back to Martin. Martin builds it up. Bouncing ball. Opportunity now for the Tigers out the back. Do they get a free kick? The umpire said no. Play on. I thought Prestier was held. The umpire said no. On the ground level, here's McGovern, and he laid a really good tackle, and so too did Ed Cowan. We'll have a ball up 30 metres out from goal.
21 seconds until half-time. The Tigers within scoring range here, thrown up 35 metres out directly in front of their punt road end goal. And it ricocheted back to Graham. He got boot to ball. Mitch McGovern on the last line of defence takes the mark.
Abuse.
50 metres, abuse, up to the next umpire, abuse, out of the way, out.
That's from your boy, Meatball Prestier, just giving the unofficiating umpire an absolute mouthful. Thought he deserved the free kick that you saw, Brownie.
And they've cracked down on that abuse, which I think we all think's a good thing. The Blues, 4 seconds left. Sard's going forward. Can they get a late mark? Where's Curnow? Oh, at the back. I thought that might have got overhand and then Curvis. Would have been a miracle goal. Not going to happen. Carlton enjoy a half-time lead here at the MCG. 4-6-30. Richmond at 2-4-16. That's the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans tough on and off the field. Almost a full house, it seems, here at the MCG. Kate McCarthy, Dale Thomas, Nat Yannidis, Heath Meldrum and Nate Brown in ripping form calling this one for round one on a Thursday night. It is the famous Navy Blues. They'll enjoy their half-time lead of 14 points. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans, tough on and off the field.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
Did you lose the kid? Oh, I nearly lost one of them at the local carnival. Oh, and I just saw them wandering away from me about 15 humans away. I was trying to get one of those potato on a stick. So you can hardly blame me.
Absolutely.
The priorities. I mean, I wanted a potato on a stick. Come back. Did you want a potato on a stick?
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
40 crispy chicken McNuggets are for friends. Together with tangy Cajun sauce, close friends only. Pick up juicy chicken and tangy Cajun at Macca's drive-thru today. Select items available for a limited time.
The world is a vampire.
The Smashing Pumpkins have added a second Melbourne Pika show to their World is a Vampire tour. With special guests Jane's Addiction, Amel and the Sniffers, and more. Plus, professional wrestling, the NWA versus Australia's Best. New show, Pika, Port Melbourne, Saturday, April 22nd. Tickets on sale now at oneworldentertainment.com.au.
And here is your complimentary upgrade, sir.
Oh, thanks. Bumped up to the business lounge? That's pretty good. Almost as good as TPG's great value internet plans, starting from just $54.99 a month. All on no lock-in contract. And the best part? Switching is easy. Call 13 14 23 or head online today. TPG. Available in selected coverage areas. See website for more details. T's and C's apply.
We're all looking forward to a break this Easter, and for many people, they're looking forward to a holiday away from home. That means new people visiting this area with money to spend.
Spot on, Jimmy. So if you're a business owner, advertise on Triple M this Easter to tell the holiday makers who you are and what you have to offer. The average person spends around $2,000, Jim, over the Easter holidays. So if you want them to spend that money with you, advertise right here on Triple M.
Visit triplem.com.au now and click on Advertise Local to find out more.
Prepare to be moved by the all-new 2.5-litre Nissan X-Trail. Crown the 2023 Drive Car of the Year Best Medium SUV. Contact your local Nissan dealer today.
What about cleaners?
Yep.
Mechanics?
Uh-huh.
Builders?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever hard work you do, Cbus are making your money work as hard as you.
Power workers?
Yep.
Factory workers?
Mm-hmm.
What about truckies?
What do you think?
Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. To consider if Cbus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for a PDS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wine.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. For expert advice and a job done right first time.
This is the halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right first time. It is Carlton who lead the Tigers 4-6-30 to 2-4-16, 14-point lead to the Blues in what has been a pretty hard-fought contest. There's been some heavy tackling. Two debutants I've been impressed with, Ollie Hollands and Lockie Cowan, have made an impact, look comfortable in their first games on the big stage, and it is a big stage here at the Triple MCG for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocking footy. Brilliant to be back with you on the air. Brilliant to be here at the home of footy, the MCG, and Daisy Thomas, Kate McCarthy. I think Michael Voss and his team will be feeling pretty happy with their efforts in the first half.
Yeah, you touched on it throughout the call, Das. Their want and ability to get themselves involved in the contest through some really good and hard, ferocious tackling. There's a couple of layers to tackling, and I think when we all watch the footy, you can see it. The blokes who go in and just wrap somebody up, or someone when you actually hit and drive and take ball, body and all. And I think Michael Voss will be really happy with that. We saw him talked a lot about how they were able to slow the ball down and have some composure going forward. I think the Blues looked most dangerous when they were able to do that. Not only does it help them out going forward, but it also allows that defence that's been a touch shaky to set up behind the footy as they're transitioning, because the Tigers looked most likely to score, Kate, when they got it quick and were able to turn the Blues around and get them out the back.
Yeah, that's it. The one-on-one footy forward was working well for Richmond, but they were able to just stop the flow a little bit. They weren't able to switch the ball as much out the back half in that second quarter, and the Blues didn't really allow them to get that set up in their forward 50. They couldn't get it out of their half in the first quarter, Carlton, but that time just a little bit more free-flowing football. It really opened up in that second quarter. A lot of back and forth, a lot of big open plays. So, I mean, I think Richmond would still be probably disappointed that they've only had the 2 goals to show for some pretty good performances, but yeah, at the moment, Blues just harder at the footy, winning the ball at the source and going forward through that.
The forward that looks capable and dangerous for mine, Daisy and Kate, has been Harry Mackay. He's given Noah Bolter a few troubles.
Yeah, he certainly has, and I guess that's probably standing out and polarising a little bit from the lack of influence Charlie Curnow's had in this game. I've been watching Charlie closely, especially in that second quarter there. He's just accepting what the Richmond defenders are doing to him. So obviously there's a space where you want to lead, and the Richmond defenders are trying to take that away through some really good positioning and body work. You know, Darcy, you have to fight through that. You have to get physical yourself, maybe be the one to initiate the contact rather than just copying what the defenders have been doing. But Charlie Curnow needs to lift in that regard. But Harry Mackay, his other big man up there, has been happy to carry the load, and his work rate's been phenomenal.
Yeah, and on the work rate, he's playing obviously that centre-half role, and Curnow sitting closer to goal. Wouldn't mind seeing them swap that around just to see Curnow getting further up the ground, try and get him involved a little bit on the lead rather than calling it in long. As you're saying, Days, they're taking his leading lane away, so he's just sort of calling it in long on the head, giving Grimes the opportunity to just defend him one-on-one. So if they're able to swap that around, see what Mackay looks like closer to goal and Curnow a bit further out.
In a game in an industry where we seem to copy and steal whatever the best teams do, I'd love to see Michael Voss use Charlie Curnow in a Jeremy Cameron-like role. When he's not involved in the play, just tell him to get up the ground. He has the work rate and the athleticism to be able to get up and get back as the ball transitions. He's not going to burn out on petrol tickets. I'd love for them to use him in that role to get him involved in the game.
They did play him on the wing in one of the preseason matches, so he obviously has the engine to do that. So absolutely throw him up, get his hands on the footy when he can't get it deep in the square.
Tigers fans that are listening, they've had some moments that look really dangerous. Dusty kicked the first goal in the first 5 seconds. Just looking at the Harvey Norman replay there, he was enjoying himself. Dusty was sending a message, I think, to someone, Daisy. I'm not sure who that was, but great to see Dusty healthy and back out there for a start, but Lynch looked dangerous at times. What do they need to do? What's the missing ingredient at the moment for the Tigers?
Well, I think Kate touched on it throughout the call, I should say. It's just that final kick inside forward 50. They had a lot of dominance. They've had a lot of ball going in there. Just that final connection, which is the most important one. They just need to tidy that up. So a little bit more composure. We know that the Blues are trying to read the cues, defending space more so than a man, just to take a little bit more time, even if it is just to get it to a predictable hot spot where then your forwards can get in. We spoke a lot about the Blues and their ability to set up behind the ball. Richmond were most dangerous in that first quarter where they got repeat entries on the back of setting the play up after getting inside 50 on inside 50. Just couldn't quite finish the Blues off with a killer blow.
I'll pay a little bit of respect, Kate, to Lewis Young and his job on Jack Riewoldt.
Yeah, he is. He's really reading the footy well. He's not really worrying about Jack and where he's going. He's got enough confidence to just read the flight of the footy, make sure he's within touching distance of Jack, but he's just saying, look, you're nowhere near it. I'm going to peel off and I'm going to take this mark. And he is still playing one-on-one. He's not floating back as a spare. He's playing one-on-one footy and just completely outplaying Jack Riewoldt so far in this match.
Best half of football I've seen Lewis Young play on a big stage. He's done particularly well. Choice hotels around the grounds, whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it. Good chance to book your trip now and plan the rest of the year. You might want to go over to Gather Round, round 5 over in South Australia, East Meldrum. We're going to be back here at the MCG with the Friday huddle and Collingwood and Geelong Friday night. What else are you looking forward to this round, Heath?
Yeah, certainly are. Of course, Saturday rub leading into North Melbourne West Coast. Melbourne Western Bulldogs 2021 Grand Final replay Saturday night at the MCG. Essendon Hawthorn, that'll be a big fiery clash, I would imagine. Ross Lyon Cups, St Kilda Freo as well. All of that on Triple M this weekend, all on the Listener app as well.
A bit of Triple M Red Z lending action. Heath, what's caught your eye in the first half, please?
Well, Days, Kate, you've nailed it with the Blues defence. That last kick inside 50, Richmond retaining the footy 31% of the time they go inside 50. AFL average there 47%. Last 30 entries for Richmond, of course, they kicked the goal with their first entry of the game. 30 entries since for one goal, so they just can't nail that last kick inside 50. Leading ball winners so far, Tim Taranto, 19 disposals to half-time, 11 in that second term. Prestia, 14. Trent Cotchin, number one ranked player for the Tigers with 12 disposals, 67% time in the midfield, so he's getting on the footy there. Leading ball winner, full stop though, George Hewitt, 21 disposals, 11 in the first term, 10 in the second, finding a lot of footy around the middle.
Nice work, Heath. If you just joined us on Triple M Footy, it is the Blues at half-time, the 14-point lead over the Tigers. At half-time, we'd like to have a look at who covers clangers on and off the field. Amy does, of course, and she's a contender for Clanger of the Year. I've never seen anything like it. Have a listen to this. He's a ripping player, Jack Silvani. That was big contested mark and goal. That's a huge range. The umpire, can you explain, Kate McCarthy, what just happened out there?
Well, he tried to throw it up and didn't.
He had an airy. I've seen a recalled throw.
The umpire had an airy.
It's the first time a throw has gone astray. He's had to do it again.
The bounce isn't dead.
Nate, you've got a footy in your hand. You just have to lob it up in the air.
Just had too much grippo on it, maybe, and it didn't go anywhere.
Never seen that ever before. I challenge anyone to see at a junior level country footy you've ever seen umpire not able to throw the ball up
in front of 90,000 people.
It's a ripping
maybe a million at home.
We loved it. Half time here at the MCG. Daisy Thomas, Kate McCartney, East Meldrum, Nat Yanides and Nate Brown all ripping it to shreds here. First up, round 1, Thursday night footy from the MCG. The Blues over the Tigers by 14 points at half time for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy.
That halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right first time.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M Rocks footy.
Hey, Days, with over 38 years' experience, the Growth by Super investment option has returned an average of 8.88% per annum for its members.
So whatever hard work you do, CBUS are making your money work as hard as you. CBUS Super, making hard work pay off.
Find out more at cbussuper.com.au.
Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance. To consider if CBUS is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for a PDS and TMD.
You three mates choppered into this year's Formula One Rolex Australian Grand Prix. Not too shabby.
Well done. Yay.
Short list me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, this
This is amazing.
Here we go. Tickets to all 4 days, paddock and pit tour, plus $2,000 to spend on merch.
Hey, this is Thomas from Bentley.
Jess from Parkin' 'em Upper.
Cameron from Brunswick.
And I know
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
Listen closely to Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show anytime, 6 to 9. Then answer a question while you're working. That's it.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
40 crispy chicken McNuggets are for friends. Together with tangy Cajun sauce, close friends only. Pick up juicy chicken and tangy Cajun at Macca's drive-thru today. Select items available for a limited time.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
The price of your new Henley home has just dropped. The Henley Sale Event. All our home prices have been cut. All our homes have luxury inclusions as standard. Total savings and existing luxury inclusions of up to $97,500. And with Henley Solar All Electric, you'll beat the power bill crisis with savings for life. But be quick. Henley, tomorrow's homes today.
Go full sport with Code Sports, Australia's biggest and most experienced sports news team, featuring leading experts with decades of experience in the game, bringing you the in-depth stories that matter. For all your sport now in the one place, visit Code Sports today.
Have you got a dream renovation, a dream man cave?
Robot's got it.
Robot Building Supplies can help you get the job done. Robot's been servicing the building, fencing, engineering, roofing and cabinet making industries for over 70 years now. So when it comes to experience and reliability,
Robot's got it.
With 24-hour delivery, dream one day, build the next. Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
Your future Audi awaits. From March 17 to 20, finance a selected Audi model with Audi Financial Services and receive a generous deposit contribution on top of complimentary 5 years, 75,000 kilometre scheduled servicing and the benefit of a standard 5-year manufacturer's warranty. The Audi sales event starts Friday. For approved applicants of Audi Financial Services, ends March 20, while stocks last, conditions and fees apply. See website for details.
The Furniture Frenzy sale is on now at Amart. Save big with up to 45% off sofas and lounges and up to 40% off living and dining. Offers end soon, so hurry into Amart.
Need a coffee? Enjoy a cup of 7-Eleven's freshly ground coffee, perfectly poured at the touch of a button. Made with fair trade certified beans, batch roasted in Melbourne. 7-Eleven, wonderfully easier.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, a wide range of lighting and electrical products, and expert trade teams who offer the best services, making every tradie's job easier.
It's half-time at the MCG and the Blues lead by 14 points, 4-6-30. The Tigers, wasteful, had a lot of inside 50s, 2-4-16 for McDonald's Rem Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Let's talk about some Red Z lending stats. What was the major stats you picked out in that first half? And tell us how Richmond aren't in front, because it feels like they should be.
Yeah, they should be. Their ball movement's been great as well. 40% of the time they've gone from defensive 50 to forward 50 without breaking their chain, without a stoppage, without anything. AFL average there is 24%, so their ball movement up to the forward 50 has been fantastic so far, the Tigers. But that last kick, 31% of the time they're retaining the footy going inside 50, well below the AFL average of 47%. Blues defenders have been fantastic, 12 intercept marks to 6. Lewis Young leading the way. He's had 8 intercept possessions. Adam Sard's had the 5 of those. Mitch McGovern's had 4 of those with 3 marks. So Blues defenders right on top at the moment. Last 30 entries for the Tigers, just the 1 goal. Of course, they kicked the goal with their first entry of the game. George Hewitt on top as well in the midfield. 21 disposals to half-time. Career best for him.
Both sides back out on the ground. Second half not that far away. Big game tomorrow night. The reigning premiers, the Cats, take on the Pies, Daisy and Kate. How do you see it?
I give the Pies a red-hot show in that one. I think they're going to be a real chance. as the season goes on, I think the Cats will be far better off throughout win-loss ratio and things like that, Kate, and really show themselves as a premiership favourite again. But tomorrow night, I think they're right for the picking. I think there's a few injuries there. Tom Hawkins, I see, has been named, which is interesting, and I'm still not sure if that's a little bit of smoke and mirrors. You reckon he'll play?
Yep. Well, Chris Scott said that today. He said he'd be a little bit underdone, but he's done the work.
Well, I think that certainly plays into the hands of the Pies then. So I'm really looking forward to it. A couple of question marks about Jeremy Cameron as well, expecting a baby to be born at some stage. So a few unknowns from the Cats, and I think the Pies hold no fears against the reigning champs.
Yeah, I think they're a big chance as well, Days. I think Geelong are a team that obviously is in it for the long haul, and they like to build into their season, as we saw last year, doing it perfectly and taking away the major chocolates at the end of the day. But I think they do like to build nicely, and I think the Pies will want to come out of the blocks hard to back up such a great season that they had last year. So, yeah, I think that's definitely a fantastic game coming up, and Collingwood might surprise a few people.
Another big game is the grand final replay of 2 years ago. Melbourne take on the Western Bulldogs. News that Stephen May will be out at that side. The Bulldogs have gone top-heavy in the forward line, and it's a dangerous forward line. How do you see it?
Well, Fritsch is out as well as Salem, I believe. So there's a few...
And Viney.
And Viney as well. So there's four big names that probably make this one a touch closer than what I would have had it initially when teams came out and what we expected the lineups to be. I thought Melbourne would have been a bit of a sit-and-steer job, to be completely honest with you. I'm still not sure what we can expect from the Western Bulldogs. I'm very intrigued by how they go with that forward line and where they use Darce's boy as well, whether they let him go across half-back, lob up there, Norton.
Let him go wherever he wants.
Well, that'd be the
unbelievable player. Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores nationwide, expert trade teams and exclusive trade services, a huge range of lights, fans, electrical accessories, making every tradie's job easier. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. Not far away from starting the third term, 14-point lead to the Blues. Beautiful night at the MCG, 28 degrees. It's about 23 at the moment, and here's Big Duke, Luke Darcy on Triple M footy.
And Curvis to Koning, ready to square off. Doesn't appear to be a vacant seat you can see in here at the MCG. Brilliant crowd first up. Kennedy wins it forward for the Blues. 14-point lead they enjoy to start this second half. Baker looking for Graham. Saab was his direct opponent. Graham's won it, got it back to Danny Rioli, who had some really electrifying passages. And Tim Taranto, Heath Milton, has had a huge amount of footy.
Yeah, this is disposal number 20 for him already.
He's mauled it though.
Going at 30% by foot.
Over the head of a couple of forwards. Wiedering got back on, brilliantly done. Dusty, and then don't argue from Dusty, but again, the tackling from Carlton has been superb.
It's been a highlight.
They have to have done some work on that, because that is a bit of a technique as well as an appetite for it, but there's technique around that too, because when you got the big stop-go sign out the front and Dusty can press on it, usually he gets away. The Blues have been brilliant there.
And big mark by DeConing, couldn't quite bring it down. The second opportunity, Baker couldn't get away with it. At ground level, it comes back to short, left foot, looking for that man, Dustin Martin, fisted away by Nick Newman, who's got the job now of a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, on the 25.
Early stages, third term, 14-point lead to the Blues. Dustin Martin walks away, hands on head. Michael Voss coaching from the boundary line on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. So they had a great mobile deals now at Harvey Norman shop and store online.
Kennedy, clean handle out to Cripps. Doherty tried a little cute pass that was partially smothered. Comes back to that man Taranto again. Lynch with strength, one-handed attempt at mark. Well played, Wiedering. Won it back at ground level. Newman shares it with McGovern. Great chase from Tom Lynch. Puts some pressure on McGovern. He clears it out to half-back. Jack Silvani led in the race initially. It bounced over and out of bounds. About 60 metres around from the Tigers' City end goal. Shane Warne stand side of the MCG. Carlton by 14 points. Those all brought to you on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just outside 50 for the Tigers. So a boundary throw in. Shane Warne stand. Nankervis is the first one there. Try to get it to Prestia. Now Prestia picks it up, the handball to McIntosh. Across his body. Back inside forward 50, Rewaltz. Used his body beautifully against Young, and that's one of the only times he's been able to get off him. Young's had his measure, but Rewaltz to kick the first one of the third term.
Just got caught boundary side that time, Lewis Young, and the ball went more corridor, so he was able to read the ball a lot more easily, Jack Rewaltz.
Going to go around the body directly in front. Jack Rewaltz gets his first, and the Tigers' first of the second half. It's timely, and it's back to 8 points, 4-6-30. The Tigers are 3-4-22. Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies over 120 stores. Expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier.
Well, that's now at least one goal in Jack Riewold's last 16 encounters with the Blues, Heath, for Red Z Lending. Summed it up beautifully there, Kate. The ball travelled a little bit further than Lewis Young had anticipated, but Jack Riewoldt just held lent on his opponent on the Harvey Norman replay, released at the right time. Big pocket of space. There was no man coming third in to help out Lewis Young, who's been absolutely brilliant on the night. A small victory there for Jack Riewoldt and a timely goal for the Tigers.
Let's get down to Nat for Bob Jane teammates.
No changes to either side at half-time, so Jack Ross and Lockie O'Brien are still the subs for either side. And also, it's starting to drizzle a little bit out here, so really tropical conditions at the moment.
It's humid and hot, and now a little bit of rain, Nat. Thanks for that update. Bob Jane teammates, buy 3, get 1 free deals, plus instant cash back. Call or order online. T's and C's apply. So the first goal of the second half goes the way. Jack Riewoldt brings the margin back to 8 points in favour of the Blues. Beautiful clean pick up from Graham. Taranto handball just got a little deflection on it now. Akers tried to thread the needle, but picked up, sent back into attack. That was Jacob Hopper. His kick off target, bounces out of bounds. So the Tigers reset again, deep in attack. 3-4-22. Richmond 4-6-30. Carlton. The Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Inside 50s this quarter, Heath.
Inside 50s, Red Z Lending stats 5-0 Richmond's way.
That's what they did in the first quarter, but they couldn't quite put the Blues to the sword. Opportunity now for the Tigers. Young was there. De Koning tapped it back. Taranto picking the footy up was Cripps. Out towards McGovern. He skies one out towards half-back, and a really good mark by Motlop. Read the ball beautifully over Baker, and he's got the ball at half-back.
Jesse Motlop.
Move it on, play on.
Some real excitement. This Carlton forward half sends it in the direction of Curnow, but they've been able to work him over. Charlie Curnow, he's found the going. Oh, now Curvis, lateral kick, has come unstuck. Well played, crashing through Bolter, and they've won it back. And now Danny Rioli, he looks super dangerous the other way. Shea Bolton, 40 metres of space, going to run in and kick the easiest goal of his life. 3 metres out. Made a bit of hard work of it, Shea Bolton. But the Tigers go bang, bang. They kick the first 2 of the second half here at the MCG. 4-4-28 Richmond, 4-6-30 Carlton. That is the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, speaking about making hard work of it there, Tas, Toby Nankervis, that kick back into the middle. Does that go down as a score involvement? Because it absolutely should not. That was nearly a turnover that led straight to a goal. Harry Mackay was one out in the square. If the Blues had just got it forward, it was happy days for them. Fortuitously bounced back up to Daniel Rioli. He put the jets on and just read it beautifully. Bolton was out the back.
Red Z Lending stats, it shouldn't, but it has gone down as a scoring bolt for Toby Nankervis, that one.
Fortune favoured the brave. Or the silly for a ruckman, Duke. You do strange things, you blokes. So head to Macca's for 10, Chicken McBites for just $3. What a one-handed grab. And the Tigers have got 3 of the last 4. And they're making their move, the MCG. Nankervis in the middle again. Tackle laid on Hewitt, who's been outstanding so far. And they've another ball up. Hasn't left the centre circle as yet. Nicole sign out there. Ball up. Prestia. He's tackled to the ground, but he was able to release the footy to Taranto, who moved it forward to Martin. Point of the square. You look for Lynch. Into the pocket. Lynch leads. The kick is brilliant. And the mark is even better. Really making their move, the Tigers. Lynch yet to kick a goal. He missed an easy one in the first term, but this to put him in front for the first time since Martin kicked a goal in the opening moments.
Thank you.
Carlton have been in front for 55 minutes. Richmond only the 1. Lynch to the city end. Had such a wonderful year last year. Comes in right foot. And he's got it. 3 in a row to the Tigers to start the third term. And it's game on. 4-point lead. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, the Tigs have come out and they've changed a few things with their forward setup. So they've got Lynch and Riewoldt playing in a 2 out of the goal square. The next line is Martin and Rioli, who are coming up the ground to about 45 metres out, leaving a really big disconnect. And then the other 2 high forwards are coming up into the centre clearance. So that's Graham and Mansell are coming up playing as extra midfielders, leaving Martin and Rioli, the dangerous smalls, in a big pocket of space, about 25 metres to disconnect, as we see here on the Harvey Norman replay. That allows, when that quick kick comes out, Dusty makes his move, Rewalt leads back, I should say, into the dangerous space, allowing for Lynch to come out full-chested.
With Daisy Thomas, we've got Kat McCarthy on the Triple M Seabar Super special comments. Seabar Super making hard work pay off. 3 quick goals to the Tigers, and Taranto, possession number what, Heath?
Reds are letting 24 disposals.
Just could not be playing any better. That was Cowan, who has turned it over. Daniel Rioli has it at half back, and you just feel like, Kate, if you could call a little timeout if you're Michael Voss, you'd be happy to do that at the moment. They just need to get a little bit of composure back. Lynch and Wiedering. Wiedering did pretty well. Got it to ground level. Dusty trying to keep it in. Can't boundary throwing 60 around from the Tigers' goal. They lead by 4 points. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And this is where the growth can come from the Blues' point of view, Das. Some real on-ground leadership here, so they're up against it right now. If they can get some ball, kick mark, slow the game down, take it away from the Tigers, that'd be fantastic.
Lynch comes up from full forward to do the ruck work, and the umpire said, no, you get there too late. So De Koning went up on his own, but they got the ball inside forward 50, and Lewis Young gets back and marks again. Been very good, Young. Had a goal kicked on him moments ago by Rewalt, but outside of that, he's been one of the best on the ground, and he feeds it wide to Wiedering. Darting kick, and he finds Doherty.
Doherty at half-back, and a little bit of leadership here, Sam Doherty. Understanding they just want to stem the flow a bit. Jack Rewalt, free kick. Against Marlon Pickett, front on contact. Game number 100, Jack Silvani. Great to see him out there performing well. He took a big contested mark and goal in the first half. Shane Warne stands side. He cuts back inboard. Mackay worked Noah Bolter over again. De Koning, the deepest forward now. Charlie's been called to play on, and Rioli nailed him. Absolutely smashed him, Maurice Rioli. Tigers look like they're away. Sard's been tackled without the footy. So Sard just...
He might have got a bit of a corky out there. Boots come off. That's Harry Mackay. He's up and he's okay now, though. Sard in the middle of the MCG. Gives it to that man.
Come out. Stand.
He was foxing, Daisy.
He may well have been. Interesting to see just a lack of awareness, though. The umpire clearly screaming play on. Must be bloody noisy out there.
Lewis Young, Doherty, Blues chipping it around. It's been a highlight of their night tonight. They haven't gone fast, but they've retained the footy. Ed Curnow, right foot, now goes long into the pocket. Silvani from the side. Can't mark it because the only man in front of him was Curnow, who has. I thought Silvani had the sit, but in the end he went up and Curnow was too good. To the Harvey Norman replay screen in front of Grimes. Silvani goes up, but just strong by Curnow. So the Blues, they need this. The Tigers kicked 4 of the last 5, the first 3 of this third term. To the punt road end. Yet to open his account this year. It's been an almost night for him so far. He's flown it a lot, but hasn't brought many down. But now he's got his first, and the Blues are back in front. 5-6-36. That's Carlton Richmond. 5-4-34. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, leading up to that play, Richmond hadn't let them chip the ball around and just do what they want with it like they did in the first half. They were making them go long. They had a couple of really good marks, though. But then they just seemed to switch off as soon as that ball came back in, and they were able to then just get a couple of chips to settle the footy, then go long to their key forwards, and it was Curnow on that occasion. You said yourself, Nath, it could have been Curnow, could have been Silvani. In the end, it was Curnow that grabbed it, went back, and like every good forward should, slotted a very good set shot.
Straight back.
Brother Ed went over and gave him a pat on the head. Still a great thing to watch, isn't it? Playing at this level with your brother. Ed was the one that picked him out, sent it to brother Charlie, and why wouldn't you go to Charlie Curnow? He's had a pretty tough night with Grimes, but always dangerous. Bolton's kick was luckily marked. The Ryan Mansell mark, he was out on his own and goes short. Finds Miller, who finds the leading Trent Cotchin. Still 55 out from home, too far from Cotchin to score. Spears it in the Lynch direction. Wiedering in front, and his arms chopped. It'll be free kick to Carlton deep in defence. Jacob Wiedering has it.
50 metres.
50 metres against Bolton and give the ball back
Up the other umpire.
to the umpire's liking. And now the Blues on the fast move. Centre half back, Jacob Wiedering. He's got Doherty running to the outside. He goes to handball, but he was almost mowed down, so he elected not to. Did it well. And he went wide to Akers on the Toyota sign on centre wing.
And that's that change to the rule. It was the fake handball, got Morris Rioli moving on the mark, which was then not 50 this year.
Akers to Kennedy. 60 out. Kennedy looking for Mackay. He'll be the flyer. Out the back. Curnow. 2 in a minute. And the Blues skip out again. 8-point lead. Curnow been quiet so far. He bobs up and changes to the game. 6-6-42. Richmond at 5-4-34. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, it's obviously a clear directive from Michael Voss just to take the sting out of it a little bit. We saw Wiedering. He had the 50 metres. He had the ball advanced then to the middle of the ground. He could have gone long and caught the Richmond defence napping. Elected to go slow, build it up by coming out wide. In doing so, they're getting it to a dangerous and predictable spot. If the big men aren't catching it, it's coming to ground. They were good enough on that occasion, the Harvey Norman replay. Charlie was the first to react. 3 Tigers went up, he stayed down, good enough to kick the goal.
Coleman medal winner from last year, Charlie Curnow, who was just outstanding in everything he did, and 2 goals in quick succession. Gives the Blues an 8-point lead. That is all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. And this game has heated up. 5 goals already in the second half. Tigers kicked the first 3 of the second half. Carlton responded with 2. Charlie Curnow goals 50-50 contest. Kennedy won it back to Doherty. Kicked it over his head. Good mark, Marlon Pickett in front of one of the debutants, Ollie Hollands. Pickett takes on the youngster, got around him on the mark. Kicks it long Revolt. Good position. Young's been really good for most of the night. Hands and knees, fed the handball back, picked up though by Graham. Centering kick, Bolton, Saad, bounce through, Morris Rioli. Another goal coming up. Morris has got a couple. It's raining goals all of a sudden here at the MCG. 6-4-40. Richmond 6-6-42. Carlton. That is all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just came from forward pressure, being able to just put the Blues under the pump in their defensive 50. It was scrappy kicks out, scrappy handballs, and they'd set up really well on that 50-metre arc, got the ball back in for a re-entry. It could have been Bolton, could have been Rioli. It did fall into Rioli's lap, just too quick, got the ball on the boot. Kicked a goal, Days.
On the Harvey Norman replay, just see Saad there. He was the one who came off his man to try and impact the ball as it came across to Bolton. Just threw an errant foot at it rather than trying to body line it, take ball and all, just put a foot in there. His man Rioli behind him. Ball bounces to him. Got to do better on the last line of defence.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay just shows what Daisy Thomas was talking about, and Rioli kicks his second. 6 goals in 15 minutes in this third term, only 6 for the entire first half. Back in the middle, McDonald's Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
Thanks, boys. Let it go.
Kennedy tried to work his way out of there, and a bit of a push and shove with Nankervis. Ill-advised. He's a big man, Nankervis. How does Kennedy go, Days?
Calls himself the Bison, so doesn't mind a rough and tough.
Now, the Blues on the run. They get it out to Hollands. Hollands on the left. What, bending and not coming back far enough. Would have been a nice moment for the young man. As we see Michael Voss on the boundary line. Flat, that didn't go through. And it's 43 plays 40. Carlton in front.
Daniel Rioli accepts the fullback kick in. He's tracking this MCC members side of the MCG.
Good on. Play on.
A lot of numbers stacked up down here. Rioli goes the centering option. We've seen a lot more of that lately. Mitch McGovern. A lot of upside in Mitch McGovern days, isn't there? If he can become the player that we all thought he was going to become.
I got it now.
Yeah, his ability to read the ball is first rate, does.
Mackay looks dangerous. Flostone did well. Beautiful take. Motlop front and centre. And then took on the tackler at McIntosh. McIntosh managed to scramble and drag him to ground. And it's been held up in the left forward pocket. Punt road in. Carlton in attack. And that's where it'll be thrown up. Halfway mark of the third term. It's the Blues by 3 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Ball up in the pocket for the Blues. They're looking dangerous all of a sudden, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
Baby Jack.
Numbers for Jacob Hopper in his first game for the Tigers.
Jacob Hopper, 12 disposals, 4 of those contested, so he's been okay so far. 4 inside 50s as well.
So boundary throw. What about Taranto?
Tim Taranto, leading ball winner, 24 disposals, over 400 metres gained.
Shallow boundary throw in on this occasion. Nankervis got a double fister to it. And the handball was fed back by the Blues. Silvani to Sard. Had a double grab at it. Then goes Doherty. Doherty into the pocket. Mackay! Just read it best. And he's on his left foot out, so he's able to run around on this one, the one he likes.
With me, 2 metres back. One more metre. Yep. Stand, please.
Just first to react there, Harvey Norman replay. Hack kick came in. Bolter watching the ball. Mackay first to react. Came past Curnow and his direct opponent as well.
He's created an art form out of this. Shaping up for the left foot snap. He prefers it this way. And Mackay misses. 4-point lead to the Blues, 6-8-44. Richmond 6-4-40.
Just happy to get deep, direct entries, the Blues. Doesn't matter if it's lace out on the forward or just sitting it up nice and high. They're just getting it deep to the goal square, putting the Tigers defenders under a heap of pressure.
Play on.
Wastone from full back. Just sold a nice little fake. He was pointing to Shane Warne, Stan Revolt with a big launch. Dusty Martin shrugged a couple of tackles, got it back to McIntosh. Back to Daniel Rioli. His kick will be marked by McCubbin on the AFL logo. And straight through the corridor. Doherty's got a bit of space here.
Doherty with a high ball. Get under that market if you can. They get back and Mackay can. He just read it best. Bolts up, turned around and he lost it in the lights. And Mackay will go from 45 on a 45-degree angle.
Got some serious separation there, Harry Mackay on the initial lead, but as the kick came in, it was a high mung floater. Bolter lost the contact when he tried to make it. Mackay just kept eyes on the footy. Really nice clunk.
Missed one moments ago, Mackay. Yet to kick a goal tonight. He'll kick from about 49. He crosses the 50 now. Left foot, hooks it a bit. Does it come back enough? It can't. So the Blues wasteful now. 6-9-45. The Tigers 6-4-40.
He'll be really disappointed, Harry Mackay. A couple of gilt edge opportunities there in a row that he has missed, and he's got Noah Bolter nervous at the moment. Mackay love to convert those opportunities. Tom Lynch pushes up to the wing. And that's one thing he always does, the running best and fairest winner for the Tigers. Always converts when they need him. Graham worked hard, got the mark at half forward, streaming inside forward 50. All the Tigers midfielders working hard. But pretty good defensive setup here from Carlton. Worked their way back. Graham, the set-up kick from the side. Rewalt, Lynch in there as well. Pinballing around at ground level. Young socketed off the ground. That was dangerous. It landed in the lap of the meatball Prestia, who has a shot and misses. Richmond 6-5-41. Carlton 6-9-45. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Just over 7 minutes remaining in the third term.
McGovern to do the kicking in. His side leads by 4 points. 20 minutes gone, third term. It's a long ball. Curnow from the back couldn't mark it at ground level. The front and centre was Cherub, and he's ridden into the ground for a ball up.
Paddy Cripps' numbers in this third quarter, if you could please, Heath.
13 disposals, just the 2 in this quarter.
Umpire elevates it into the sky and bringing it down was De Koning. Got it back towards Akers, and Akers with a left foot down the half forward, but the only man there was Miller. Takes it on his chest quite comfortably to Baker. Baker wants to go into the middle. He's got Short running shotgun at the back. Short doesn't really know where to go and now just goes with a high up nut. Lynch will be the target. Wiedering takes front position. Lynch takes back position and he marked it out the back over Wiedering. Didn't do a lot wrong with him, Wiedering. Just the ball carried.
It was really good body work in the end. It was by Tom Lynch. You usually see that from a defender with the body spoil. He was able to use his chest to shift his opponent. Slipped through his fingers, a nice falcon, and then took it on the third grab.
Put the Tigers in front only moments ago. Then Curnow kicked a couple back and Rowley got the last one, so this would put the Tigers back in front. Lynch from 40. Bring it back. Right foot. Bring it back nicely. Tigers in front again. 7-5-47. The Blues are 6-9-45. Tigers lead by 2 points. Lynch has 2.
Yeah, well, you know you're probably having a good night when the ball can bounce off your head and you can still take the mark. So it was Lynch. He just did read the flight of the ball better. Wiedering did well, got to the front position, but then the ball just carried a lot further than he was anticipating. So Lynch was in the right position. But, yeah, 2 goals for Tom Lynch. Down the other end, you've got Harry Mackay, who's taken 9 marks. goalless. So that's the real difference in this game so far for two key forwards down both ends of the field.
That's Kate McCarthy, Daisy Thomas, Triple M CBAR Super special comments in the back row. CBAR Super making hard work pay off for all of us, and it's a good point you make, Kate. They were two gettable goals for Mackay. Tom Lynch so good at making you pay. Here comes George Hewitt out of the centre clearance. Lostone dropped it. Jesse Motlop in there working him over at the tackle. It'll be thrown up. Drew Sinar forward. Punt road end for the Navy Blues. Koning. He's been athletic and worked hard to Koning. Broad's clearing kick. Out to the wing. Lockie Cowan. Got wrapped up by Bolton. Did pretty well, the debutant. He's got good composure. He doesn't seem to panic, Kate, in his first game.
Yeah, it's what Michael Voss said in pre-game, that he was really impressed with his composure in the pre-season matches, and he's brought that into AFL level as well, which is extremely impressive in your first match.
It's been a big third term from the Tigers, and they go forward again. But Wiedering, juggling mark, read it best on that occasion. He took the mark out the back on Lynch. So Wiedering, side down by 2 points. Darts one towards centre wing. Over the back is Cripps. Free kick is going to go to the Tigers, though. Shea Bolton will get it. A push out. Cripps can't believe it, but Bolton has the footy.
You're still there? Yep.
2 kicks from home. Still Bolton decides just to unload a long drop punt. McGovern from the side. Got the defensive spoil about 15 rows back. Timed it pretty nicely. Got the 2-on-1 against Tom Lynch, so it would be a boundary throw in. 5 minutes remaining, three-quarter time. Not far away. It's deep in attack. City end. Richmond 5 goals to 2 this quarter. 2-point lead. Lynch with strength. Just got rid of the Koning. What a super player Tom Lynch is.
The claiming touchdown there.
Have a look at the replay. It's always checked, as we know. They've waved the flags, and the goal stands at the moment. 8-5-53, Richmond 6-9-45. Carlton, that's the third goal to Tom Lynch, assuming it stands. But best and fairest winner, kicked 60 goals last year. He just delivers all the time, doesn't he, Tom Lynch?
He certainly does. And when you're a big forward like him, you're wondering how you can improve your game. Stole that, obviously, from the great Tom Hawkins. We've seen him do it numerous times. Go in there against a ruckman. Just use your craft as a forward to completely get rid of the opposing ruckman. We have a look here on the Harvey Norman replay. Nick Newman claiming he got a fingertip to it. I think we can see there that a couple of them go back. I think this will be recalled for a point.
Nice work on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. You see 2 fingers go back, and this one's going to be overturned.
Score review. Slow jog, mate. Slow jog.
So it's 1 behind for the Tigers. I think Tom Lynch knew. And the Tigers now 7-6-48. The Blues are 6-9-45, and the Blues supporters breathe a sigh of relief. Umpire goes all the way down to Sard and gives him a new footy. One from the centre. Graham off with the physio at the moment as Sard plays on. Has a bounce in the first 3 metres that he did run. A long ball. Miller out the back. Couldn't mark it. Curnow was there. Owies handballed it blindly. Rioli's the only man back there. Span around beautifully. Did nicely. Then the right foot towards half forward. Dustin Martin one-on-one. Just the way he likes it. And he marks it. Still 2 kicks from home. Used his body well.
Too strong for Nick Newman on that occasion. Where's Lynch? He's got the hand up. Wants it long. Revolt got some separation. He was off Lewis Young, and Young managed to close the gap and fist it out of bounds. So it's 7-6-48 Richmond, 6-9-45. Carlton 3-point lead to the Tigers.
Richmond Rock. No Richmond Rock.
25 until three-quarter time. Umpires mic'd up
No Richmond Rock.
exclusively
No
for
Richmond.
us. Triple M, you can hear them just barking instructions out there. Chera ran into some heavy pressure and affected the kick mark taken by Baker, who plays on immediately. Bolton's going to be hard to defend.
Interference for the arms.
Sard did a good job, and that looked a bit harsh for mine. Kate and Daisy, Harvey Norman replay. What do we think in the back row?
Well, the Harvey Norman replay will tell the story. Kate, you can have a go at this one. Put your umpire's hat on.
2 minutes, yep.
Look, with the beauty of having the replay, I would say it was probably a chop to the arms. Just came straight down on the forearm there from Sard, but did well to make up the ground. He was giving up a lot of distance and then closed the space really nicely.
So Shea Bolton from the pocket with an opportunity to extend the lead. Goes the banana from 45, and it's a pretty ordinary attempt from a very talented player who his goal scoring sometimes hasn't been his best asset. Let's head down to the boundary. Nat Unides, Bob Jane Team Arts.
Jack Graham looking really proppy down here on the boundary. He had his shins strapped. He went for a bit of a run, but isn't looking great. And now Jack Ross, who is the tactical sub for the Tigers, is having a warm-up.
Thank you, Nat. For Bob Jane Team Arts, Bolter, old-fashioned long bomb to the square. Young, about 90% of the mark. Cowan picked up, immediately tackled. It's still bouncing around 15 out from the Tigers' goal. Taccone slid in. Free kick going the way of the young Carlton ruckman. And there's a little bit happening. Tom Lynch loitering. Little Hollands, the debutant. I'd stay away from Tom Lynch if I was Ollie Hollands. I'm sure that's going to end well for you. Good to see some emotion out there. It's a lot riding round one. This game's on a knife edge at the moment. A 3-point lead to the Tigers. Baker picks it up at half forward. Motlop got involved. It was a bit of an intercept. Graham came back in over the top, and it's an half forward for the Tigers. Man, it's thrown up. 2:54 remaining in the third term. It's the Richmond Footy Club by 3 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
That's a massive 3 minutes to finish this third term. Tigers by 3. Centre half forward for them. Trying to pick it up and move through was Hewitt. Numbers for Hewitt.
George Hewitt, 24 disposals.
Just having a look at young Cowan out there. Looks to be cramping on both sides of his legs, lower legs, so no doubt he'll be coming off for a spell shortly.
Cochin sharked it out but couldn't get it moving. Bouncing ball found Owies in the middle of the ground. Here they go, the Blues. Can they get past him? He can't. It's going to be holding. No, Hollands got one high in the end. They dragged him down. I thought they got him, but now smothered up the boot. Hollands has to keep his head, and he did. He got the handball out to Nick Newman. Newman back to Hollands. Big moment for the young man. He looks forward. Now he goes to the right foot towards centre half forward. Cripps got his name written on this one. Can't mark it. Taranto socket the ball through. Opportunity now for Cochin. His handball was good. Graham will go long. Rioli, a one-on-one. Lynch is back there. Lynch has got the run of it. The bouncing ball. Lynch needs to get at the boot, and he does! Touched in the end. Lewis Young has saved the day again, Duke. As we see the Harvey Norman replay, and he's been brilliant.
Outstanding effort, well called, Nate. Lewis Young, a goal-saving performance on the last line. Literally, that was going to go through. Lewis Young found a way to get his body on the line and save a certain goal. 4-point lead to the Tigers. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Minute 51 remaining in the third term. Dusty Martin bounces it in. Well done again, Young. Attack the footy. Newman. Bolton came in from the side. Play on's the call. Ricochet back under the lap of Newman. Kick forward by Wiedering. Here's McIntosh. Good handball. Taranto standing. Right foot banana. Couldn't get the bend on it. And another behind. 7-8-50 to 6-9-45. Tigers by 5 points. Let's get to Nat for Bob Jane Team Arts.
Nostradamus Thomas has done it again. Cowan's come off. He's getting his thighs looked at the moment by the physios, just getting a bit of treatment, and the pickle juice has come straight out as well. Lockie O'Brien is warming up as we speak.
Morris Rioli looks to be coming your way as well. The blood rule, the umpire said.
Oh.
So, a couple of players waiting to come on. It's a round of applause. He's kicked a couple of goals so far. Has Morris. If you thought the last 3 minutes was big, you now got a minute 27 with the Tigers leading by 5. It's hard to get any free ball at the moment, Daisy. The pressure's high.
It certainly is, and for the Blues, they've had it camped down that defensive end for the last 4 or 5 minutes, so they need to hold strong here.
Doherty releases long. De Koning's leap was high. Couldn't mark it. Taranto had it stripped. Pushing the ball forward was Cripps. That'll be insufficient attempt. The free kick will go to the Tigers. You heard the roar, and Liam Baker will bring it back into play.
Tigers really applying the pressure here. Big time. 5-point lead their way. Cripps put the one hand up, nearly marked it. Hewitt well tackled.
All right, Carlton.
Just copped the high one, so George Hewitt will get some relief here. He's been impressive, Heath.
Yeah, leading ball winner for the Blues. This will be disposed of number 25, 11 contested possessions as well.
Short and wide to Newman. Clock ticks down to 54 seconds and counting. Newman tracks the boundary line. Triple M commentary side of the G. Charlie Curnow over the top. Brother Ed comes in to lend some support. Vlostone in the way. And it'll be held up right in front of the players' interchange race. Michael Voss standing down there, surveying the scene.
Inside 50s. The Tigers lead by 15, 50-35. It's an avalanche of inside 50s in this third term, but they haven't been able to clear on this occasion from the stoppage they do. Out towards Bolton, he received it from the meatball Prestia. A high ball as the squeeze out the back, under pressure the Blues, and they did it well on this occasion. The fist came down, but it didn't clear the area. Handball back to Martin, and Martin is carried across the boundary line, and the umpire's pinged him for holding the ball. Martin can't believe it. Down to 14 seconds.
Let's get to Nat for Bob Jane T-Mark.
Richmond have activated their sub. Marlon Pickett's out of the game and Jack Ross is in.
Thank you, Nat. So the first activated sub of season 2023. Jack Ross comes on right on the three-quarter time siren. That was a quarter that the Tigers had command. Dusty Martin just having a chat down by saying, what was that all about? High fend-off was the answer. It is the Tigers now with a three-quarter time lead, 7-8-50. Carlton 6-9-45. Daisy Thomas. We've got Kate McCarthy. We've got Heath. We've got Nat down there. We've got Nate Brown on a Thursday night. Three-quarter time, round one. Tigers over Carlton by 5 points. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks football.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, a wide range of lighting and electrical products, and expert trade teams who offer the best services, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
head to Macca's for 10 chicken McBites for just $3. What a one-handed grab.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football. Max, go on. Oh, well, let's talk about your eight. Got North in there, obviously, just creeping in with 11 wins.
Just missed, but if you look at Collingwood of 2021, they were 17th. Were North 17th or 18th?
We were 18th.
So might be a bit harder.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. For 43 years, National Tiles has consistently given our customers the best value for money tiles in Australia. Here's proof. Magnificent polished Verona floor tiles. National Tiles' best value price of $39 is over 20% below the market. That's right, 20% below the market every day of the year. Yes, I personally guarantee you National Tiles has the best value for money tiles in Australia every day of the year.
G'day, Heath Shaw here, reminding you KFC Supercoach AFL starts soon. There's a whopping 50 grand up for grabs, plus plenty of weekly prizes. Are you up for the challenge? Play today.
T's and C's apply. New South Wales Auth number TP/01005.
If you're a bargain shopper who loves the lower price, then head to Chemist Warehouse today and save on big brands like Vital Strength Pre-Workout 225 gram of Very Trim $27.59. Add to that workout with INC plant-based amino blends 300 gram $31.49. Bondi Protein Co Vegan and Keto 1 kilogram range $37.99. And Optifast VLCD Shake 18 sachet is $49.99. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
Thanks to KO Sports, Triple M's Rush Hour is getting out the crystal ball. Listen to JB and Billy weekdays from 4 to hear their footy predictions. Then see if they come true on KO Sports. Get the game you want when you want this footy season on KO.
Total Tools Eltham grand opening event is on today. We've got the biggest deals on the world's biggest tool brands. Spend over $250 and get up to 20% of your purchase value back in free tools. Spend $250, get $50. Spend $500, get $100. Spend $5,000, get $1,000 back to spend on more tools. Plus, giveaways, bonuses, demos, free food and drinks, and so much more. Total Tools Eltham grand opening event on today. 7 Brisbane Street, Eltham. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
I'd like to tell you about Bridget. She's 12, loves horses, and is fighting a brain tumour. She also has an inspirational wish. A wish you can help make come true. Bridget has wished for a gentle horse to take to Pony Club and learn to ride again.
Helping sick kids find hope is something we all have the power to do. You can help create inspirational wishes. Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wine.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Tough on and off the field.
It's a packed house at the MCG Thursday night footy. Triple M, McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. It's been huge. 14-point lead to the Blues at half-time, but then the Tigers kicked the first three, hit the front. Carlton came back with a couple, and then Richmond got the last two, and now they lead this contest by 5 points. 7-8-50 to the Blues. 6-9-45 as they go to the back row for the Triple MC Bus Super Special Comments. The third quarter, it was owned by Richmond, but I thought they probably should have been further in front.
Yeah, it's sort of been the story of the night, hasn't it? They've owned territory at times, but just haven't been able to finish off with a goal between the big sticks. A few missed opportunities again in that third quarter. It was similar to the first quarter, though. They just set up that wall around their forward 50 and forward half and just were able to repel the ball back inside 50 at all opportunities. But the Blues only had a couple of opportunities down the other end, but made the most of them.
Yeah, 20-6 was the inside 50s in the Tigers' favour, so the ball living in their end. The issue for the Blues was their inability to find any mode other than kicking it long and strong and trying to win that contest. We know how good the Tigers are set up behind it, so expect in this last quarter now a bit more run and gun out of that back line. Think of Sard, think of Newman, think of Doherty coming off there, trying to get some overlap run and get the ball quicker into their forward line. Also, I'm putting a big watch on Paddy Cripps in this last quarter. A quiet night by his standards. Expect the skipper to lift.
Bob Jane Team Marts of great buy three, get one free deals, plus instant cash back. Call. Order online today. T's and C's applies. Nat Yanidis has been a fair bit of movement on the bench at three-quarter time.
It sure has, Brownie. Both clubs have made their sub at three-quarter time. So as we've already mentioned, Richmond's Marlon Pickett has come off and Jack Ross is on. That's purely tactical according to the Tigers. And then for Carlton, Lockie O'Brien's been brought into the game for our young man Cowan, who was cramping towards the end of that third quarter.
Ethan, Red Z lending stats.
Red Z lending, Daisy touched on it, plus 16 inside 50s now for Richmond. Last 8 of the game, so all territory, but their last 8 entries, just the 3 behind from those entries. Tim Taranto, 27 disposals. George Hewitt, 25. Dan Rioli, number 1 ranked player on the ground with his 21 and 540 metres gained.
Tom Lynch had a massive third term and he looms large in this last quarter. Could have had 3, but he had one smothered off the boot, and this one looks like it's going to go down to the wire, Duke.
Sure does, Nate, and I know round one is the start of a long year, but it just always feels like a bit extra, doesn't it, to get off to a start on a Thursday night. So a lot at stake here in this last quarter. Full house at the MCG. Carlton and Richmond, the Tigers by 5 points. Underway in the last term here for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Paddy Cripps, as Daisy said, keep your eye on him. You know he's going to will his way into this contest. Getting underneath the footy was Mackay, and that was a really good defensive mark. Dylan Grimes has made the co-captain last year. Really tough play to play on Dylan Grimes, and an errant kick from Vostone as it gone out of bounds on the full. It's just been touched, so it'll stay in the forward half for the Blues. Thrown in about 60 around City end goal. Richmond have got a 5-point lead. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
It's a boundary throw in, and De Koning and Nankervis will do the ruck work. Nankervis likes to do. Get to the front position. Cripps again, get the ball out. Inside forward 50 go the Blues through the big bison. Top of the square. A lot of players asking for free kicks. An opportunity, and a free kick will go to the Tigers. Then it'll go to Ross. Gets his first feel of yellow Sharon. And a nice touch it is.
The activated sub to Morris Rioli. Look at that work in the phone box there. He had no right to escape from the congestion. Morris Rioli made it look easy to Daniel Rioli. How good to have 2 Riolis if you're a Tiger fan. They tracked the Shane Warnstein side. Falling over was Graham. Allows an opportunity for Newman to get back and involved. Free kick might be against Doherty, going Richmond's way.
Richmond free kick.
And that's the way the umpire sees it. Jacob Hopper, the beneficiary. Heath, what's Hopper been up to, please?
This is disposal number 15 for Jacob Hopper. 5 inside 50s as well.
Went short and wide back to Daniel Rioli.
Yours.
Tigers going to punt road end. Rewalt courageously went back. Brilliantly done, Wiedering. Came across, lent some support, won it off his own boot. Paddy Cripps, second touch. Within a minute of this last quarter, Curnow in front, broad over the top. It stayed in. Charlie's athletic enough to get back after it. Sliding in Glostone. Brilliant effort, almost like a soccer defender sliding in and picking it up in the one motion.
It was as good as it gets down back, and he went to half forward. Martin kicked the first goal of the game. Been quiet since. Looking for Bolton. He's got the sick Bolton. Can he take the mark? Well done by Akers. Got back, saw the danger. The danger's not over yet because Shea Bolton an opportunity again. He played for the free kick and he didn't get it. He thinks he got one high. He can't believe it, but the umpire's going to ball it up 30 metres out from the Tigers' goal.
Some nervous moments here for Carlton and their defenders. De Koning guided it down. Hopper, he loves that action there. Head over the ball. Surrounded by bodies, couldn't farm it out. It'll be thrown up again. 7-8-50 Richmond. 6-9-45 Carlton. Early stages of this final term here at the MCG. Full house. Cripps again just ripped the footy out of a couple of hands. Jack Martin's been quiet. Curnow took on the tackle. Then Curvis went back after him. Here's the activated sub, O'Brien for Carlton. Which way is that free kick going? Back to Lockie O'Brien. No 50.
Pushing the back.
Pushing the back. No 50.
So Cochin can't believe it, standing on the mark. Lockie O'Brien going to be brought back around on the mark. He can't hear the umpire, and he's played on. The umpire's right next to him. He can't believe it.
Rather disobedient that was.
Gives everyone a little bit of time to get back and breathe it in, because this has been played at a frenetic pace. Not high scoring, but the pressure's been big. He goes short, he finds Doherty just inside the boundary line. This is the way the Blues have tried to play tonight. Short chipping balls, retaining it. And now he goes down the line to Silvani with a nice kick. It got out the back. He couldn't mark it. He got hands to it. And the ball gets out of bounds for Cripps. Just forward to the centre for the Blues. We'll have a boundary throw in. 5-point lead to the Tigers. Early stages last quarter. Built tough. For Aussie conditions, when it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a ream.
So we've got Marlon Pickett on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen. A little unhappy. He's been subbed out. So he's got some sort of injury problem. Cripps is fighting super hard in the contest. McGovern picked it up cleanly. De Koning couldn't get a handle on it. Bolton gets it back to McIntosh. McIntosh sends it long down the line. Oh, well played again. Young outpointed Jack Rewalt.
He'd be in the votes tonight, Duke.
It's going to be very hard to keep him out of that, I would have thought. An outstanding O'Brien. They go short to Chera, right in front of Nat down there.
Numbers for Chera, Red Z lending.
Adam Chera, this will be disposal number 16, going at 100% by foot as well.
So he's looking for Mackay, who works his way to the front and marks it beautifully. Still 2 kicks from home. He looks up. It's a fairly open forward line. And he goes quickly looking for Curnow. He's one-on-one. Can't mark it. Martin at ground level. Trying to get through is O'Brien. But he's wrapped up by the Tigers' defence. And there'll be a ball up 10 metres out from the Blues' goal.
Blues Smalls have been so competitive tonight, just always in the right position around their 2 big key forwards.
Kate McCarthy, Daisy Thomas, Triple M Super super special comments. Slapped forward by Nankervis. O'Brien worked off it by Jaden Short. He gets the clearing kick out. In front was Wiedering. In comes Doherty. Free kick against Lynch, going the way of Carlton. And Doherty can go back inside forward 50. Steady. Sends it sideways to Newman. Goes to Chera. Looks for Silvani. Got a good play on it, Jack. Couldn't complete the mark. In came Mackay. De Koning's tackle was good. And it will be thrown up 15 metres out directly in front of the Carlton City end goal.
So can someone burst through here and get on the fly for the Blues and kick one? Opportunity lost as Cochin hacks it out, but only as far as Doherty, who's a big kick of the footy. He's on the point of the square at the moment, but he's got every bit of 55 to 58 in him, Sam Doherty, and he points at the goals and said, I'm going to have a ping.
kicked one from a similar distance this time last year in his comeback match.
So he'll kick it from just on the point of the square. It'd be a massive kick from Doherty in a big moment of the game. He gives it a ride. It goes long. It goes home. Massive. And it was called by Kate McCarthy for Super special comments. And the Blues are back in front by a point.
Well, last year it was a handball received that he got the goal from, exactly the same spot on the ground, and the exact same thing happened after he kicked it. Every single Blues player came to him. That time it was because it was his first match back after fighting testicular cancer. That time it was because it was a game-changing moment. Fantastic kick. Sam Doherty took the ownership, took it back, tucked it under the arm and kicked the goal.
Nice work from Kate McCarthy there with the Triple M Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. I thought he was kidding himself personally.
I was with you, Das. I've seen it a few times. I've seen him miss his foot at times.
I thought he was no chance. Kate was all over it. And he is pumped. Have a look at Doc. That's a massive goal. Gives Carlton the lead back to Koning, competing hard with Nankervis. Cripps has really lifted his rating. Brilliant handball to De Koning. Here come the Blues again. Ed Curnow on the left to half forward. In front, Lostone. Did pretty well, Jack Martin. Made sure it came to ground. And it will be tossed up at half forward. In attack for the Blues, who have a 1 point lead. Early stages, final term, Heath Meldrum.
Red Z leading stats. Days is called Paddy Cripps, #1 ranked player on the ground in this quarter.
On cue, Cripps on the left. Misses. Didn't miss by much. And now they lead by 2 points, 7-10-52. The Tigers are 7-8-50. Titanium Caravan scoreboard, tough on and off the field of Titanium Caravans.
Nice bit of momentum up here for the Blues. Wrestled it back. Rioli ran the full measure out of full back. Got it almost to true centre wing. Hopper with strength. Got through one tackle. Brilliant second effort. Should have almost been rewarded. Ed Curnow. Play on Dusty. Picks it up. Tucks it under the arm. Gets it to Morris Rioli. Good luck tackling Morris. He runs past people like they're standing still. Morris. Not sure what he's doing. It doesn't matter. It's good anyway. Getting back though. Wiedering. Takes a timely intercept mark. And plays on short to Saad.
Saad plays on. He runs. He's going to be run down. Big tackle by Graham.
Dusty Martin loose inside 50 at the moment.
On the point of the square, Graham. Open forward line. Wants to move it quickly. Martin leads into the pocket. Graham holding the footy. Waiting for Lynch to move. Now Lynch moves, goes in that direction. He's in the front position, can't mark it. O'Brien got it. Martin at ground level, bounce back to O'Brien. A bouncing ball out towards Morris Rioli. He wants to get it, he can't. He'll get it now, he got it back from Grimes. Rioli goes back to Daniel Rioli. Another one to Graham, in the middle of the ground to Baker.
75 out in the centre corridor. Baker, he's got a target he wants in broad. Good kick, just to the edge of 50. Silvani on the mark. Short one, not 15. Blostone is very capable of scoring from here. Nick Blostone opens the angle up a little bit, launches, and has just missed, I think, not far off it. 7-9-51 Richmond, 7-10-52 Carlton. That is the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravan's tough on and off the field.
Doherty to do the kicking in. Strange old kick. He was looking for Newman. He pulled the kick a little bit too far, but in the end, the bounce favoured Newman, and now Ed Curnow came in. Now they move the forward, the Blues. Owies, they've got one-on-ones everywhere, but he goes in the middle of the ground. Hewitt, and he'll be held up. The moment was gone, so Hewitt gets up quickly, senses the opportunity, goes wide, looking for De Koning. They've got a couple of players, and Blake Acres is one of them. He's a big kick of the footy too. You back in from 55. He settles everyone down, he turns his back, and he says, I've got this.
You kick it, Kate?
I'm going to say yes.
From a Richmond point of view, they'll be happy with this as the shot at goal, though. They were out, the Blues were coming back to goal, they slowed them down, forced a long shot on.
This would be massive, back-to-back from 60. Blake Acres, not quite as good as the last attempt, into the pocket and out of bounds, off hands. Of the boundary throw-in.
Really good awareness from Camden McIntosh there. He knew he was going to come off his line, waited as soon as the umpire said play on, charged at him, which took up a lot of his run up there.
Boundary throw-in. Blues deep in attack. Keep your eye on Cripps. He got first little touch on it. Didn't quite take full possession. Jack Martin just trying to steamroll his way rugby style across the line. He's been wrapped up by Nankervis. 15 out. City end of the MCG. Cripps doing the ruck work there. Martin again. Paddy Cripps boot the ball. It was just touched and ricochets out of bounds, but talk us through his last quarter, please, Heath.
Yeah, he's been everywhere. Number one ranked play. That was disposal number 7, 12 minutes in. Third clearance as well.
They'd like a lift out of Jack Martin. What are his numbers?
Jack Martin, just the 5 disposals, yet to have an effective kick tonight.
So a boundary throw in. Blues in attack. Eludes Akers. Mansell came in. He was brought into the game as a pressure forward ahead of Cumberland. Cumberland averaging over 2 goals a game last year. Thought he was stiff to miss, but they've gone with a pressure player. Opportunity for the Blues again, and Akers, fingertips, got it back to Chera. Chera into the pocket, and it'll go wide and really wide, out of bounds on the full. Blues lead by a point, 7-10, 52. The Tigers are 7-9, 51-11, 0-9 to go in this quarter. Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a ream.
The best of play in this last quarter so far, Carlton. As Nate said, just a 1-point ball game. What a great way to start season 2023 here, rocking footy on Triple M, thanks to McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Here come the Tigers. Clever kick from Hopper through the corridor. Graham was met by Owies. Well played, Owies, and then got through a tackle. Tried to get through a second, and he just took on a bit too much, Owies. He was nailed by the tackling machine in Graham, who did really well. Flicks it out to Jack Ross. Got Morris Rioli out there. Morris has had a bit of the cramps going on, but looks okay. Clever little kick looking for Baker. Saar did well. Smashed it out of bounds. Will be thrown in inside forward 50 for the Tigers. 1 point lead to Carlton. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So a lot of players around this boundary throw in. The goal square open. If they can get a quick boot onto the ball, Rewalt ridden into the ground and another ball up. Taranto and Hopper had pretty big nights in Tigers colours for the first time. Turned it over a little bit, but they'd be pumped. They're getting their hands on the footy.
Gun again. Jack.
Umpire and the 2 Jacks. Jack Silvani, Jack Rewalt. Rewalt tried to take it out of the air. Bolton, left foot across his body. Sard with the slap. Got it to Akers in the back end, and now gets it to Wiedering. Wiedering clears the area only as far as Nick Flostone, who'll pump him back inside forward 50.
Got a short wide one here if he wants it to McIntosh. Instead goes corridor and slightly backwards to Grimes. And now it comes to the interchange race where Camden McIntosh takes the mark. So patient build up this one from the Tigers there. Just sharing it around a little bit. Another uncontested mark. Grimes goes back to Flostone, who started it all, but now he's gone back to the wing and then dumps the kick inside 50. Bolton launched at it from nowhere, nearly took the mark. Scrambled kick. Martin was really good. Tacked it really hard and earned the free kick at half back. Good play, Jack Martin. It's been a pretty quiet night so far, though, Daisy.
Yeah, did exactly what he needed to do. Body line the ball. Coming in was Baker, but he just went lower and harder. Won himself a free kick. Really great effort, that.
Harvey Norman replay said just that. Say hello to Great Mobile Deals now at Harvey Norman. Shopping store are online. The Blues, this slow play they've been doing. Doherty chips the ball to Chera. Backwards of centre wing. That's a nice ball. Curnow, centre half forward. That's Ed, the smaller one. Goes wide. He has Hollins. Got McGovern on the outside. He's a big kick, McGovern. He'll load up from 55. Not going to be a goal. Mackay will get back. Can't mark it. Off the ground by Curnow. They're going to confirm the umpires, but I'm saying it's a goal, Duke. And Charlie Curnow, that'll be his third for the second half.
Off the Carlton attacker, and that it wasn't touched in transit.
Score review. Umpire's call is a goal. Just want to make sure it comes off the Carlton attacker and it's not touched in transit.
Tell us what you're seeing, Daisy. We're getting a Harvey Norman replay.
Good look at it here on the Harvey Norman. Looks like Curnow gets first boot to it. Bolter's coming in, throwing a stray right boot at it. The Tigers are going down there very confident, as if they're waiting for the ball.
For mine, it looks like it comes off Charlie Curnow's foot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that looks like a goal to me.
That's a goal. No overturning that one.
We just hear there from the umpire. The umpire's call was a goal, so there'll be no overturning, as you said, Duke.
Just need his arms to move now, Daisy.
That's exactly right.
I reckon he's just about ready. He's thinking, 90,000 people watching me.
Give him a big shoulder.
I'm about to go. My shoulders are back. I'm ready to go. I've got the two arms. I just need the okay. And it's a goal. Curnow's got 3. And they lead by 7. 8:10:58. The Tigers are 7:9:51. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Good transition play there from the Blues. The first time we've seen them really explore the open side in this last quarter. Their ability to transition the ball from halfback and then through the corridor, coming out the open side. Really smart play by Ollie Holland there. Sensed that Mitch McGovern was coming past, just paused and waited. Dusty Martin was on the mark, released him. It was a long shot on goal. I think it was more of a shot than a pass. But again, to a dangerous spot, and that's where Blues have done most of their scoring tonight.
How brave was that kick back through the middle from Adam Chera? He said he was efficient all night. He felt was one of his best kicks of the evening.
Gotta love Charlie Curnow too, don't you? It hasn't been an easy night for him, but he's got 3 massive goals playing on Dylan Grimes, and that was a huge one. Silvani did well, taking a turn in the ruck, picked up though by the human meatball Prestia, McGovern and Rioli. McGovern intercept mark. What have you made of his night, Kate?
Yeah, he's been good. He had a bit of a stinker early, which led to Dusty's first goal, but he's been able to compose himself. The whole Blues defensive line have been able to compose themselves after a tough first quarter.
He worked his way back into Mitch McGovern, and then he's just had a complete nightmare. He's had a brain meltdown.
Speaking of stinkers, there's another one.
You give a bloke a pump up, and he dumps it 40 rows back in the back pocket. Oh, Mitchell.
Can they make him pay? Dustin Martin, 2 kicks from home, sets the ball up. In the front of the pack was Lynch. Bolton ducked his head. Umpire called play on. And it's a ball up. 30 out from goal. Bolton gets up and feels hard done by again. Looks up at the scoreboard and can't believe he didn't get a free kick. Umpire elevates the ball again. Danger signs here. Taranto steps through his handball. Was intercepted though by Sardinez to pick it up cleanly. He did. McGovern fell over. Miller, right foot, bends it back. Bolton got his name written all over it. And he marks. And now the hard part for Shea Bolton. He missed so many of these last year. Does he go straight or does he snap the footy?
Just needs to think his way through it. It looks like the snap, Brownie.
It is the snap. He hurried these last year.
Yeah, take your time, execute the skill.
He plays on and unbelievably sprayed it out.
Now, Daisy, I know I'm a particularly old and, crusty, but that's 30 metres out directly in front. I understand that kick and the percentage, but surely not there.
Yeah, well, again, and it comes down to pressure. When you can execute a skill under pressure, you have to go back to what is your strength. We've seen him do that numerous times now, so arguably his strength is to go back, trust the drop punt, figure out something that works for you where you don't have to think about that. Just go back, pop it over the umpire's head.
That is one of the most skilled players in the game there, Shea Bolton, that decides to kick a snap directly in front, shanks it. So big miss. Tigers are back in it. They rewind brilliant to Taranto. Had a huge debut. Again, an outstanding tackle from the Carlton defender. Saves the day. Mitch McGovern was big there. Chopped off handball by Ross. Out of bounds. 6-point lead to the Blues. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, Shea Bolton do that a few times, and he doesn't take the space he needs. So he actually played in to the Carlton defenders, and he needs to take more time, give himself some more space. Here he is. On Cook, and he pick it up. Legs taken out from underneath him. Cripps dived on the footy. The ball popped out. Chera was there. He's tackled by Taranto. And it's just inside forward 50.
Kate Mack, if you could just refrain from giving any more Blues players a pump
Yeah,
up,
don't ask me about how any other players are going, because since I talked about Mitch McGovern, he has dropped everything.
Triple M Seabus super special comments. Kate and Daisy in the back row there. Nankervis had a good battle with DeConing tonight. Ed Curnow just got rid of Prestia with ease. Brother Charlie next in line. Grimes slid in and took a good defensive mark. Shane Warren stand, true centre wing side of the MCG. 7-10 to 8-10. One straight kick in favour of the Blues. Grimes high up and under from the side. Re-roll. Got to push in the back, Jack. What's Jack had tonight, please, Heath?
Yeah, Jack Revolt, 10 disposals, 1 goal so far tonight.
Got a short pass on that he honours there, Jack Revolt, and that was the man who started as the sub, Jack Ross.
He's a big kick of the footy, Ross. He'll back himself in from here.
4 years he's had at the Tigers, Jack Ross, just the 44 senior games, and that time played 15 last year. This is the Dom Sheet spot from the ground, and that famous kick in the grand final for West Coast. Right half forward, under the Shane Warren stand side, and Nate Brown's given him a nice old was there as well. Put it straight out of bounds. 5 minutes remaining in this game. Carlton by 6 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Like he's growing the hair out, Days. Going for a different look this year.
Yeah, it's sort of old school, isn't it? Think of the 80s, a bit of a moulay, a bit of a perm, and a bit of a mo.
Yeah, I like it. Something different. It's flowing in the breeze. Boy, you got it, you may as well flaunt it. So the ball got out the back towards centre wing. Grimes almost fell over. Motlop was there, tried to pick it up. Taranto got one high. On centre wing. Blue supporters out there not happy. There's one man in particular, looks like a long beard out there and looks very tough, Duke. I wouldn't want to mess with him.
Who are you talking about, Nate?
No, there's a bloke in the crowd going off.
Thanks for that. De Koning slaps it forward, gets it back to centre wing, picked up by Nankervis. In the way is Sard, so Carlton again through the avenue of their inspirational skipper, Paddy Cripps. As Daisy said at three-quarter time, you watch him step up, and has he stepped up, Paddy Cripps, in this last quarter. 4 minutes 17 remaining, 6-point lead to the Blues, and they're just holding possession here. Ed Curnow's got it. What's he had, please, Heath?
Ed Curnow, disposal number 14, 4 score involvements too.
Works hard as always. Ed Curnow, a little bit of a late chip on that kick, and it was a strange decision. Not a great kick mark taken by Baker, voted by his peers last year as the AFL Players Association most courageous player, Liam Baker.
I don't doubt that. He's very courageous. Short ball by Broad. Short. He hammers it in. Looking for Lynch. In from the side to Koning. Timely mark. So the Blues now trying to hold on to Koning off the side of the boot. Set them a task. Opportunity, Ross. And he steps it over the boundary line. Did that well, Ross. I reckon he thought that if he had brought the ball back into play, he was going to be under the pump and be tackled. So he stepped it across the boundary line. 88,084 in for Carlton Richmond. Round 1 at the MCG. That's a belting crowd.
How good is that to start round 1, season 2023? We've got 88,000 here tonight at the MCG. And we've got a belter of a finish coming up. 3 minutes remaining. One straight kick in it in favour of Carlton. It's inside forward 50 for the Tigers at the punt road end of the MCG. Is there another twist or turn left in this one? Sense there's going to be some big moments coming up. Paddy Cripps again with pure strength. Graham in there. Martin, Shea Bolton tried to shrug a tackle. And I know a broken record, but the Carlton tackles have stuck tonight. And Kate McCarthy, that was another big one.
Yeah, they've just closed down the space really nicely from Bolton and Dusty. Just got their chest in nice and close so they can't be fended off or missed with the sidestep.
A bit of cramp on the ground at the moment. Bolton as the Blues towards centre wing. Haven't had up their end for a while. Fisted towards the centre wing boundary, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, Red Zed lending stats. Richmond now dominating inside 50, 64 to 43, plus 21 in their favour, still down on the scoreboard.
This is the moment where you hope your players have listened over the pre-season. They hold their structures. And the ball just bobbling around, nobody able to get this out. So we've had about 3 minutes of footy where hasn't been a lot happen. The ball's been under a lot of packs. This is about the 5th ball up. The umpire comes in on centre wing, elevates it pretty quickly. Wants to clear the area. Nankervis grabs it out of that ruck contest. Bouncing ball to half forward. It bounced over Martin's head. Can he go back in and get it? Taps it back to himself. Inches it forward. Only as far as Newman. Puts it on the boot, looking for Curnow, and Mackay's there as well. Ball got out the back to Grimes.
2 minutes 17 seconds remaining in this game. 6-point lead. Here come the Tigers though. It's the Blues in front. You've got to get it rolling here, Liam Baker. The Tiger Army are urging him to do just that. He goes through a bit of a gallop to half forward. Big one-on-one contest. Oh, he's lost his mind there, Akers. Opens the door for Mansell. Short one on a rebound. Getting in front was McGovern. Young gets back. Silvani runs it over the boundary line. And a boundary throwing. Clock ticks down to 1 minute 52 seconds. Deep in attack, the Tigers. They trail by 6 points.
Who can keep their head? Mistakes everywhere at the moment. 6 point lead, a minute 52 to go. Boundary throw in. Inside forward 50 for the Tigers. Nan Curvis pushes it forward. The Blues have got the outnumber. 2-on-1 and McGovern stands tall. Well done by Wiedering. And now they clear the ball. Motlop, really good ball. Centre half back. O'Brien. Look at McKay go. McKay's 100-metre sprint. O'Brien hasn't seen him. He keeps bouncing it. Look up. You've got McKay on. And he kicks it. And it gets to him in the end. But then there's 3 Tigers back there, and now the Tigers reload.
And they're a big chance on the rebound here, minute 20. They'll go through the corridor. Baker looks up, not a lot he likes. Takes a bounce, now to half forward. Sard sliding in. Mansell takes the mark. Slightly advanced from centre wing. Got to get it rolling. Minute 4 remaining. 6 point lead to Carlton. Tigers got to go inside 50. What can Jacob Hopper do? Sends it deep. They're looking for Lynch. Big launch out of Lynch! What a freak he is! Michael Voss cannot look. And Tom Lynch, as he has done so often, Kate McCartney, a big mark.
Big play, Tim Taranto just got in between Lynch and his direct opponent to give him a clean jump at the ball, worked all the way down inside 50 to provide him that little block.
Won the Jack Dyer medal last year, best and fairest, kicked 63 goals. Tom Lynch to draw the game, 25 seconds left. Lynch has nailed it. Scores level at the MCG. Tom Lynch, you superstar. What a mark, what a moment. 17 seconds remaining, that is all on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. 8-10-58 apiece.
Well, we have to reflect on the passage of play from the Blues going forward at the other end. Mitch McGovern takes a fantastic mark with near on a minute to go. Could have nearly iced it from there once they found the ball to Motlop, but he chose to give a handball to O'Brien. Ended up being okay. O'Brien looks up. Mackay puts the head down, drops the hammer 150 metres lateral to the forward pocket, but the young fella continued to bounce it. Did not once look up. He continued to bounce on bounce. The Mackay space was gone. Transition. Tom Lynch. That's why you pay the big boys the big bucks.
Is there a hero left in this game? 58 apiece. 17 seconds to go. The bounce in the middle's good. Nan Curvis won the tap. Bolton lays the tackle. DeConey, can he get it out? Here goes Terra. Is it the opportunity for the Blues? Getting back. They drop the mark. Akers put it to the ground. Opportunity. O'Brien steps through, but he's going to be tackled to the ground. And the first game of the year ends in a draw. 58 apiece. Both sides had their chances. 8-10-58 in front of 88,000 people, and the players don't know what to do. There's one hell of a game of footy, though. The big opportunity there for the first gamer for the Blues in Blake Akers. Found himself at half forward with no one near him. Dropped the mark. He would have run over 50 and scored, but he didn't. 8-10-58 the Tigers. 8-10-58 the Blues. Lynch put them even with 17 seconds to go.
What about that? 88,000. We've got a draw, if you don't mind, to start season 2023. And that is just an extraordinary finish to the game. You feel like the Blues they'll be kicking themselves, won't they? They had everything in their power at the end to not lose that game. And as Nate said, poor old Blake Akers. Let's have a listen to Richo with Tom Lynch.
You had to kick a goal to get the 2 points for Richmond. How are you feeling there?
Yeah, obviously just wanted to block out the noise. It got pretty noisy there, and obviously wanted to thank the Tiger fans for coming out. 88,000 is incredible round one, so yeah, just want to take them.
How did you see the game overall tonight? It was a pretty tough one, wasn't it? Inside 50, both defences played pretty good football.
Oh, they're a great side. They're obviously had a big year last year and they're improved again this year, and yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough game. It turned out that way. We felt we had it out on our terms at stages, but they'll say the same. So, it's always an interesting one, draws. It's always a strange feeling.
What do you think you did well tonight? Something to work forward with?
I thought our pressure was pretty good. They're obviously big bodies in there. Cripps, Hewitt, you could go on. So I thought we handled them really well, got in the clinches and did that. So a bit to work on. We improved obviously from the Melbourne practice match, and a lot of positives, but disappointed to have a draw.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Richo.
This is really unsatisfying for me, Duke. I think there needs to be change. I've been saying this for a long time. I don't like the draw. This is 88,000, and I feel like there should be an extra 2 minutes or golden point, golden goal, whatever. I think they should be still playing.
That's interesting you say that, because you're one of the few people that celebrated a draw once, Nate, on the siren.
Yeah,
Siren
I tried to
draw
change it back then and it didn't work.
Went the double fist pump, Nate, which was an interesting. Let's have a listen to Paddy Cripps with Richo.
What were you thinking in those final few moments, the thought process?
When you're up, you just want to control the footy. We probably got a little bit sort of frantic there at the end, so it's just to keep learning. Like these, a few of the young guys just got to keep learning, but you know what? These experience in big games, big crowds, that's what you want to be playing in. I've always said that, so we're just going to keep learning, mate. Like our game's going to keep evolving, and look, you'd rather win, but I thought tonight was a quality, hard game of footy, to be honest. So credit to Richmond. They came at us all night, and we sort of went back at them all night too. So it was a good contest.
Obviously, over summer you're trying to implement things and game situation stuff. Do you feel like you were able to do that a little bit tonight at times?
Definitely. I felt like in the third quarter we were still able to hold them up when they had momentum, so that's a big tick. And then we just got to keep working on our late game stuff. And you keep putting the lens on it, mate, and you keep experiencing those moments. You got to get better at it. So cracking game. So it's definitely a weird feeling, Rich. You don't really know how to feel right now.
It's 2 points though, better than none. Absolutely. Well done, Patrick.
Better out. Thanks, mate.
Thank you to Richo and Channel 7. Paddy Cripps on the siren, always generous. Paddy Cripps with his time, the Ronnie Brownlow medal winner. Let's get down to Nat Ioannidis for Bob Jane Team Arts. Tell us about the vibe down there, Nat.
It's pretty flat, to be perfectly honest. It's a really surreal feeling. Fans just don't know what to do. In fact, they're sort of just standing in the corridors and no one's moving. It's all just at a standstill at the moment. Such a disappointing way to start the season, I suppose, in some regards, but in another sense, it's so exciting, and it was an amazing game.
Yeah, fair point, Nat. It is a sort of hollow feeling a little bit, isn't it, without a result? Nate wants a sort of golden point. Kate, are you a fan of that or not?
I don't know. I think when there is a draw, though, there always is a team that feels like they've won and a team that feels like they've lost. And I would say the team that probably feels more like they lost that game was the Blues, with the mistakes they made at the end of the game. And I think from a Michael Voss perspective, he'll be a little bit disappointed with that, considering the close games that they lost last year. You think about that last round against Collingwood, lost by a point. A couple of others that they lost right on the siren or very close to it, that they would have hoped that they learnt a lot from. And I guess you can continue to learn, but I think he would have been a little bit disappointed with the way they played out those last couple of minutes, days.
Absolutely, and you think back to the last 2 weeks you're speaking of. Melbourne, they had the game on toast. They just couldn't execute the skills in the last and execute their plans and their structures in that last couple of minutes. And this is the great frustration for Blues supporters, is that there is that little bit of hope, and you get in a position where you give yourself every chance to win, but just aren't able or good enough to then go on and execute under pressure. And that last play was a classic example. Find one more mark and the game is absolutely toast, but just weren't able to do it.
Make sure you head to Macca's for 10 Chicken McBites for just $3. What a handed grab that is. What a one-handed grab that is. Let's try and say that again. Head to Macca's for 10 Chicken McBites for just $3. What a one-handed grab. We saw some good one-handed grabs today. Jack Rewalt took a couple of rippers. A draw. If you've just jumped in your car, Triple M footy, round one, 88,000 here at the MCG. And we have seen a draw, 8-10, 58 apiece. Tom Lynch, he's just a remarkable player. Think of the value that he's given the Tigers since coming from the Gold Coast. Has not put a foot wrong once.
And absolutely underdone in the sense of a pre-season, a good continuous pre-season, had foot surgery, got back, so obviously prepared in the best way he could, ultimate professional, but also showing that when you do have a routine that you can stick to, that's what you have to go back to under pressure. He never looked like missing that. The moment he said he calmed it, he blocked the noise out, he went back, hit the drop punt, umpire didn't move. That's why you pay the big boys the big bucks.
And Kate, you made a good point. We saw Harry Mackay, who I thought looked like the most dominant forward on the ground. He had Noah Boulders measured tonight, looked really dangerous. And those two misses back-to-back that were really gettable, it just felt like they were big moments in the game, didn't they?
Yeah, and that's exactly the comparison that you draw down the other end with Tom Lynch. Any opportunity that he had, he actually kicked really truly and put it through the big sticks. And I guess at the end of the day, it was a draw, but that probably was the difference if you're looking specifically at the two forward lines from that conversion from their opportunities. And yeah, Mackay had two shots in a row, one where he tried to go around the corner, the other where he took the drop punt option and missed them both.
Triple M Red Z lending stats. Heath has been in the Ash Tour chair tonight. Heath, what have you seen?
Well, I suppose the joy of a draw is you get to pull out all the weird-ass novelty stats about draws. First draw in round 1 in 12 years. First game 1 draw in 41 years, 1982. And just a second home and away draw between these two sides since 1972. 88,000 tonight as well. Second highest home and away crowd between these two sides. Jack Riewoldt as well. That's career draw number 8. Now outright most in VFL, AFL history. Draws in 2009, 2011, 2012. Did he get a medal for that?
Really moves the needle, this stuff. Really gets it going.
Have a look at how excited Heath is. He's seriously just come out of his chair in the last couple of seconds on the opportunity to roll out his draw stats. Thank you, Heath, for that one. Why did you celebrate a draw, Nate? Just going back in time. If you got an
I actually thought we were in front, but we weren't, And I didn't like it tonight, the fact that there's a draw. 88,000 people deserved a climax at the end and maybe an extra point, extra golden goal. I don't know. It would have been exciting to keep going, Daisy. Not many people are going to be with me on this, but it's a flat feeling here.
Would you accept a kickoff?
I'd love a kickoff.
5 shots each, penalty style, from about 45 the mark there, or 35 metres out directly in front.
World Cup style.
Yeah.
I don't mind
and purely in home and away. I don't think you can decide
anything
finals
for a
like
result.
That.
I just want a result, Duke.
We'll be having some fun.
You're a bit of a traditionalist, aren't you? You like the draw.
I'd love to see a kick-off. I honestly would. I think, why not? I mean, gets to the end
I'd love to see who they actually put forward, because if you're putting the most skilled players forward in terms of around the ground skill, you wouldn't be having Shea Bolton. You also wouldn't be having probably Harry Mackay from 30 out directly in front, who are your powerhouses and your most skilled players. It would be an interesting decision to see who they pushed out to take the kick.
Tell you what, I thought Lewis Young was one of the best players on the ground tonight, Duke. Obviously, at the Bulldogs, didn't quite hit the straps. Come to Carlton, and I thought the back end of last year, he showed really good signs. And first up tonight, played against Riewoldt. I thought he beat him comfortably. Yeah,
it's a great start for him, isn't it, on a player that we know is super dangerous and been a champion and a future Hall of Famer, Jack Riewoldt. So that is a big find and a bit of McGovern support. I know he had a couple of horror moments, Kate, and in between.
That's what you're going to get with Mitch McGovern, though. You're going to get the brilliant.
You think that's just him?
The absurd.
You think that's him going forward? I've got this hope that he intercept marking and the ability to fly third man up. If he can be more consistent with that, he's a big part of Carlton's success, either good or bad this year. I
thought he was pretty good tonight, though.
Apart from the few little brain farts in the last 5 minutes, which turned out to be quite costly, the rest of it was sold enough.
So if you're Michael Voss and you're back in the rooms now and you're still emerging as a football club, are you walking away tonight thinking that that's a positive step forward?
If I was coach, it's hard because you don't want to whack the players because they've gone out and they've given their absolute all, but you'd be showing and illustrating where we've gone wrong again. And we're getting the beauty of it here on another replay on the Harvey Norman. The Lockie O'Brien run down the wing. Just had to look up once and would have seen the paddock. Could have missed Harry Mackay in front of him. Could have knocked it out of bounds. Could have done anything, but the ball had to stay up that end of the ground. These are the moments that if you want to be a good football side and not just compete, to go on and actually compete when it's worthwhile in September, this is what you've got to do and execute.
So you've got 21 less inside 50s tonight. So you've got two of the biggest weapons in the competition, Mackay and Curnow, but you're negative 21 and inside 50. So if I'm Michael Voss, I'm sitting there going, all right, how do I get the ball inside forward 50 more often? How do I even up? I don't even need to win it. I need to even up, because I know if I even the inside 50, say if it's 50 all, we're going to win because we've got Mackay and Curnow. But how do we get the ball in there quicker?
I think it was their ball use coming out of the back half, though. Richmond were able to just basically rebound the ball back in from their forward half and just get re-entry after re-entry. So it was that connection between their forwards pushing all the way up the ground to give them an outlet kick from their kickouts to then take the settling mark or at least bring it to ground and then get the ball back into their forward half. I think that's where the major difference came, just that ability to get it out of their back half.
Tonight's I'm loving it moment happened in the fourth quarter. It was a huge moment from Tom Lynch. Here's how he called it on Triple M Footy. Got to get it rolling. Minute 4 remaining. 6-point lead to Carlton. Tigers are going to go inside 50. What can Jacob Hopper do? Sends it deep. They're looking for Lynch. Big launch out of Lynch. What a freak he is. Michael Voss cannot look. And Tom Lynch, as he has done so often, Kate McCartney, a big mark.
Big play, Tim Taranto just got in between Lynch and his direct opponent to give him a clean jump at the ball, worked all the way down inside 50 to provide him that little block.
Won the Jack Dyer medal last year, best and fairest, kicked 63 goals. Tom Lynch to draw the game, 25 seconds left. Lynch has nailed it. Scores level at the MCG. Tom Lynch, you superstar. What a mark, what a moment.
Nice, Duke.
Missed out on the All-Australian side last year, Tom Lynch, with his 63 goals. Pretty unlucky.
He was.
You look back, he was outstanding again tonight. The vote stays here with you. What have you got for us?
Yeah, it was a really tough game to pick the eventual vote getters. So I've given one to Paddy Cripps. I thought his last quarter, when the Blues needed a lift from someone, he was absolutely fantastic. What were his stats in that last quarter, please, Heath?
Number one ranked player in that last quarter, Days. 10 disposals, 4 clearances as well, 25 for the game.
Just showed me the screen and I had no idea what he was pointing at. That's why I had to ask him. I gave 2 to Dan Rioli. I thought his run and ball use off halfback was absolutely brilliant, and good to see him taking his game to another level. I thought the best man on the ground was Lewis Young. His ability to intercept, come off at the right times, put Jack Riewoldt to sleep. He was absolutely brilliant. 14 intercept possessions. He was fantastic, and I thought the best man on the ground on a very even night.
Can't argue with that.
Outstanding work from you, Daisy. Choice Hotels around the ground. Before we go, Heath, whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed. You book direct to choicehotels.com, so go ahead. Book it. What have we got to look forward to?
Yeah, less than 24 hours' time tomorrow night. Geelong versus Collingwood. Qualifying final replay from last year here at the MCG. North Melbourne West Coast from the Saturday Rub. Melbourne Dogs Saturday night. Essendon Hawthorn Sunday. St Kilda Freo Sunday. All on Triple M. All on the Listener app.
Keep it locked on the M's right across the weekend. Loved being here for the first game tonight. 88,000 in the house. Well done to Kate McCarthy. Outstanding job from you. Daisy Thomas on fire as always. Heath Meldrum was shooting the lights out there with the Triple M Red Z Lending stats. Nate Brown, Nat Yanidis, the whole team. Thanks to Rabs and everyone putting it together. We are back. Triple M footy. And we've had a draw to kick it off in round 1. Carlton and Richmond. 10-8-58 apiece. That's the first game of the year. We've got a huge year coming up for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.